This is Atomic Shinobi, and today I'm going to narrate what if Naruto was saved and trained by a legendary king. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Now, wasting no more time, let's start the story.
A boy, his cheeks spotted with whiskers, cried out, "Why, what did I ever do to you?" As tears and blood mixed together. A random villager yelled, You killed my father and my brother, demon. Now you shall pay the price with your life." With a makeshift club in hand, he moved forward and started beating the boy until he died. Heavy blows rained down on the boy's small body, causing him to scream in pain and agony. A number of the ninja hurried to the scene, appearing to assist the boy, but regrettably, they only enjoyed inflicting some pain on him with their swords, broken bottles, and knives in order to quell their horde. His mind screamed, "Help me, please somebody, anybody." The boy was 6 years old. An intense gust of wind suddenly blew into the dim alley. When the villagers and ninjas turned to look, they saw a man wearing a worn green bandana, brown baggy pants, and a green shirt with a spear in his left hand. "He's just a little boy," the man said. "What are you doing?" A Chunin told him, "This is none of your concern, Gaijin. This demon will be destroyed and we will avenge our fallen comrades." The man glanced at the bloody child and replied, "I don't see a demon, I see a little boy that is malnourished and treated unfairly for something that was out of his hands, plus if he were, this place would not exist." At that moment, a villager made the mistake of trying to silence the mistreated boy, but the mysterious man was discovered standing over the boy with his spear out in front of him after a sudden crack. Calmly, he said, "You are the real demons hitting on defenseless children." The stranger dodged and struck the man in the stomach with the blunt end of the spear as the same Chunin frowned at him and attempted to stab him. The man twirled the spear, dealt him an uppercut, and the ninja doubled up, effectively knocking him out. "Enough!" came a loud voice. As the Hokage and an Anbu squadron approached the entrance, the villagers recognized the voice and turned to watch in terror. The Hokage shook. "Anbu, arrest these villagers and tell Ibiki to use any method he wishes," he roared. The villagers whimpered, dragged, and feared the punishment that was about to be meted out to them. "Sorry you had to see that, Albert." Sarutobi responded. "The villagers use every chance to try and kill him. I send Anbu, but they seem to overlook him." Sarutobi responded, "Naruto Uzumaki." Albert repeated his name as he gazed at the unconscious boy, asking, "What is his name, old friend?" "Naruto Uzumaki. I sense great potential in him and my spirit sensed that he would make a good partner," Albert thought, staring at him. He said to Sarutobi, "Hiruzen, do you mind if I take Naruto with me back to my home? I strongly believe the hostility around this boy will increase around him as he grows up. I will train him for 6 years and bring him back to Konoha." Sarutobi thought about it for a moment and responded, "Why not? It might work for him. We will wait until he wakes up." Mindscape. Naruto asked blearily, Where am I?" When he looked around, he saw that he was in a sewer. "Great, they threw me in a sewer." A voice said, "Actually it is your depressing mind, Kit." Naruto leapt to his feet and turned to see a cage with the kanji for seal in the center. Inside the cage was a giant fox with red, slitted eyes. "What the fuck?" exclaimed Naruto. The fox responded, "I will not tolerate such language from such a young child. You are in the presence of the Kyuubi no Kitsune." Naruto grumbled, "So this is why they hate me so much, then it is true, that I am a demon." Kyuubi laughed, "Like hell you are. You may have a demon sealed in you, but you aren't a demon. Otherwise, this village, like that man said, would be decimated by now." Naruto looked at Kyuubi with disbelief. "Why are you being so kind? I thought demons are evil and hate humans." The fox responded, "Some demons are, but some also pity humans or rather be left alone. Me, spending 6 years in here and watching you suffer alone kinda takes a toll on you." Naruto responded, "I see, then thank you, Kyuubi-chan." Easy. Women usually reacted to language more often than men. Kyuubi complimented, "Good observation skills. I never knew you were so smart." The fox winced slightly, and Naruto smiled as he said, "How you know I'm female?" Naruto replied, "I prefer to avoid conflict by using the mask of the dead last and fawning over Sakura. I actually like that girl who keeps staring at me." Kyuubi responded, "Wow, you even fool me with that mask and that is saying something. Anyway, it is time for you to awaken." "Yeah, right, Q-chan, but how do I exactly get out of her?" Kyuubi asked. "Picture yourself in your happy place." Naruto nodded and replied, "Right, but before I go." He closed his eyes, and shortly after, his mindscape changed to a grassy field with a mansion nearby, the sun shining in the east. "It's beautiful," Kyuubi declared in a whisper. The Jinchuriki faded back to reality, saying, "Enjoy, Yane." Quite quietly, the vixen said, Arigato, Naruto-kun. Real world. When Naruto awoke in the hospital, he turned to see the enigmatic man watched intently from a nearby chair. You're finally awake, Naruto-san. Allow me to introduce myself, I am Albert. The monarch replied. Naruto cracked his shoulder and sat up slowly. Thanks for saving me earlier, Albert. Dono. Albert laughed a little and said, please, Albert-san will do just fine. Albert. Dono makes me sound old. Anyways, to business, I asked your Hokage if you would like to come and train with me as my apprentice. Naruto's eyes brightened and his mouth opened. WWHHOOO. HHHHHHHOOO. Echoed from the Hokage's office, causing his pen to slip out of his grasp and ink to spill over his Icha paradise. No. The Sandame exclaimed, sobbing like an anime character. I gotta pack my stuff. Naruto exclaimed as he leapt out of bed in his room. Already taken care of, a smiling Albert said. As he ran out of the hospital, Naruto yelled, let's go, Albert. Sensei. With a smile on his face at his new teacher. He is an energetic little boy, I'm going to have my hands full, Albert thought. Albert followed Naruto after hearing a scream close to Hyuga Manor. When Naruto stopped, he asked, what was that? Albert said gravely, I don't know, but we are gonna find out now. Silently, they hurried over to witness a masked enemy carrying a 5-year-old girl that Naruto recognized right away. Albert put his hand on Naruto's shoulder, grinned, and then stepped forward to meet the kidnapper. Hinata. Chan. Naruto muttered hoarsely, she is in my class. We have to save her, Albert. Sensei. Excuse me, sir, but I am positive that the girl you are carrying isn't your daughter. She is too pretty to be yours, so I have to ask you to unhand her. The monarch replied to the man. When the kidnapper tried to move, Albert waited, struck the man with his palm on the chest, and grabbed Hinata just as he flew back and crashed into a wall, unconscious. Coming out of hiding, Naruto yelled at Albert and the sleeping Hinata. Naruto sighed in relief as Albert reassured him, it's okay. He used the sleeping potion on her, so she should wake up in 10 minutes. A voice called out to them both, who are you? Hyuga suddenly surrounded Albert and Naruto, and the leader came toward them. My name is Albert, we happened to find the kidnapper trying to take this girl, so we decide to intervene. Said Albert. The tough Hyuga replied, thank you, Albert-san. Hizashi, take the kidnapper to the Hokage. My name is Hishi Hyuga. After nodding, Hiyashi's twin, Hizashi, escorted the man to the Hokage. As Hishi picked Hinata up, Naruto nodded and moved aside, saying, I will take Hinata back now. A Hyuga lord asked, what is your name, boy? The boy whispered, N. Naruto Uzumaki, Hishi. Sama. Well, thank you for helping rescue my daughter. I hope to see you grow as a strong ninja, Naruto-san. Naruto stammered, H. Hi. Hishi hauled Hinata away in her bridal gown as Naruto and Albert made their way to the gates. Hishi grinned. Hinata was awake, but none of the three saw it. N. Naruto-kun. She thought as she gazed at the figure before fading entirely into unconsciousness. Gate. Naruto and Albert passed the gate and started walking toward Albert's kingdom of Basil. All right, the man said. I need to change a little bit to get to Basil faster. Quizzically, Naruto asked, huh, why? Naruto shielded his eyes as a wind blew and swirled around Albert. Naruto was amazed to see Albert in green armor with wings emerging from his shoulder blades when the wind died. Naruto managed to say, W. Wow. When Naruto clambered onto Albert's back, Albert smiled and said, if you think that is cool, wait till you see the others. Albert then took off into the air. Out of his corner of the eye, the Jade Dragoon host noticed Naruto grinning broadly as he soared through the sky. The man reflected, he reminds me of you, my friend, I'm sure you would have been proud to meet this boy, Lovitz. Then he felt a firm hand on his shoulder, and he turned to see the smiling ghost of his friend at his side. State your business. The Chunin commanded the two hooded figures 6 years later. The gate was open, and Albert and a friend of mine went inside, making their way to the Hokage's office. It's Albert again. Damn paperwork. I really must figure out how to beat this thing. The third moaned, Minato, I'm going to kick your ass when I see you. Then, he heard a knock on his door, and Sarutobi yelled, come in. The two hooded figures appeared at the door, and they both took off their hoods to reveal the faces of Naruto and Albert. Hey, Gigi-san, how are you? The boy said. Sarutobi asked, Naruto? Is that you? In the flesh, Naruto said, spreading his arms. The Jinchuriki had a katana strapped to his back and held a retractable staff. He was dressed in black combat boots, black baggy pants, a green sleeveless muscle shirt, and a black coat with the dark red kanji for Jade Dragon embroidered on it. "Are you proficient in the abilities I taught you in the scrolls?" the Hokage inquired inquisitively. "Yes, I did." "It was cake, old man," Naruto yelled. "What did we talk about yesterday, Naruto?" Naruto said, "Sorry, sensei." Albert said, "No yelling." Naruto nodded as Sarutobi gave him the pass and left, laughing heartily at the boy. "Well, since me and Albert have much to discuss, why do you head over to the academy? They should be starting class now." Upon the blonde's departure, Sarutobi inquired, "Is he aware of the fox?" "He is aware of it, in fact, she is rather friendly," Albert said with a nod, while Sarutobi raised an eyebrow. She was duped into destroying Konoha, and the person's name is," Albert said, nodding once more. In the meantime, Naruto entered the academy building, located room 217, and opened the door. The teacher, who had a long scar across the bridge of his nose and a ponytail, said, "May I help you?" The instructor addressed Naruto. "Iruka." "Sensei, I'm hurt," Naruto grinned. Iruka looked into the hood and yelled, "Naruto! You don't remember me, the most unpredictable soon-to-be ninja. Is that you?" Some girls blushed as Naruto flipped back his hood and asked, "How many Narutos do you know?" "Class, you all remember Naruto Uzumaki," Iruka said, turning to the class. Naruto nodded and walked to a seat until he recognized a face. "Hinata-chan?" He thought, "I haven't seen her in a long time." A boy with a feral appearance blocked Naruto's path as he approached her. "That's my seat, Kiba, right?" he said ominously, and Naruto appeared unconcerned. Without him realizing, he slipped him his retractable staff and said, "Please move out of my way." "Make me dead last," Kiba shot back. The guys flinched as Kiba knelt down, letting the Jinchuriki pass and take his seat next to Hinata. "Should have moved when you had the chance, Kiba," Naruto said, propping up his feet on the desk. "As you wish," Naruto said, pressing a button that caused the staff to lengthen and strike Kiba in the family jewels. Kiba got up and hobbled over to sit next to Ino, a blonde girl. "All right, the lesson today is about the Kyuubi no Kitsune." Iruka yelled, "Sakura, tell us the story." "Damn you. Stop staring at Sasuke for Kami's sake." Sakura blushed as she said, "The Kyuubi no Kitsune attacked Konohagakure on the evening of October 10th and many ninja were killed by its 9 tails, which are said to be able to topple mountains with a single swish. The Yondaime fought and killed the fox at the cost of his own life in order to save Konohagakure." Kyuubi responded, "Well, the toppling mountains crap is true though." Naruto reflected sadly, "If only it were true." Naruto remarked, "You're so full of yourself, Kasumi-chan." Kyuubi said, "Yorusei." As the lesson continued, Naruto snorted and disconnected the connection after noticing that Hinata was stealing his glances and blushing a pale shade of pink. As he concluded the lesson, Kasumi said slyly, "Of course, you saved her life, and her virginity no less." Naruto blushed a little at the implication and found it difficult to pay attention to Iruka. "She still likes me, sweet," Naruto thought happily. Naruto turned to Hinata, who flushed at his intense gaze, and said, "Hey, Hinata, do you remember me?" "That's it for today, and I hope you all pass the Genin exam tomorrow." Naruto inquired, "Why?" "Yes, why? You're the one who saved me that night." She stammered, "She has confidence issues, but I will soon fix that." Naruto was about to respond when he felt a chill go through him, and when he turned around, he saw a swarm of fangirls swooning after him. "Oh, he began to say, but they interrupted him. Before they realized they had the wrong boy, there were pieces of torn clothes and the high-pitched squeals of the girls drowned out Kiba's howls and curses. The girls jumped on him, but he quickly kawaramied with the closest object, which happened to be Kiba. Note to self: avoid fangirls at all costs, especially when flocked in groups. Naruto turned to Hinata and said, "Hey, Hinata, would you honor me to escorting you home?" The girls then fled, leaving behind a scarred puppy and an amused trickster. When Hinata was about to respond, Naruto was right in front of her face. "Are you okay, Hinata-chan? Naruto-kun is asking me to walk with him." Though she was deep in thought, Hinata was distracted. "Do you have a fever because your face is getting red?" he questioned her. Hinata decided to faint this time, but Naruto caught her and laid her on his back before leaving the room to go to the Hyuga estate. "Naruto-kun," Hinata whispered, cuddling up to his back, which caused Naruto to flush because some mountains were rubbing his back, and he couldn't bear to wonder what she was thinking about. "Hyuga estate. Wow, this place has grown since I last visited," Two branch members hurried at him as he entered the gate. Hinata. Chan got it made here, she sure knows how to live the good life. Kasumi stepped in as Naruto stiffened up, saying, No, Naru.kun. Let them do what they have to do. They're after Hinata, not you. The boy calmed down a little when the guards roughed up Hinata's removal from his back, waking her. She fought against them, yelling, Leave me alone. What's going on here? A voice boomed out. Everyone turned to the direction of the voice to see Heishi walking toward them. Heishi. Sama. Heitu.san. All of them bowed before the Lord. Naruto responded, A little brutal since I have 5 different senseis, but I will live. Heishi grinned at him and said, Hello and welcome back, Naruto.san. I trust that your training went well. In any case, I wanted to ensure Hinata's safe return home by escorting her. Naruto waved it dismissively, saying, It's nothing. I understand, they were just doing their job and I respect that, so there is no need to apologize. Heishi nodded, adding, Thanks, Naruto.san, and I apologize for the inconvenience. With a smile, Heishi reflected, he has gotten stronger and smarter in these 6 years. After flipping through hand signals, Naruto turned around and shunshined away, waving, I bid you all adieu. Yane, Hinata. Chan, Heishi. Sama. Hinata usually moved automatically when Heishi called out to her, but this time she was dazed. Come, daughter, it is time for your training. Ah, young love, reminds me of what we used to have. Right, high note. Heishi thought as he gazed up at the sky. He then approached his daughter and gently pushed her into the manor. The Bunshin no Jutsu exam is scheduled for today, except you, Naruto, you will be tested differently, Iruka said. The Chunin turned to face Naruto, who was grinning confidently. Sasuke.kun should have that test, not Naru, a fangirl yelled, only to cower beneath Naruto's cold glare. One Uchiha thought to himself, finally, the ultimate power I have been searching for all these years, the power to have fangirls shut the hell up. I must attain that power, as he glared at Naruto. Naruto said, Show me my opponent. Iruka grinned, Your opponent will be, Mizuki. Sensei. As everyone turned to face Sasuke, a voice interrupted him, saying, No, Naruto said, so the Uchiha finally speaks. However, he thought to himself, holy shit, he actually talked, I thought he only broods and scowls at people all day. The Chunin was again interrupted when Naruto said, Iruka. Sensei, I will accept Sasuke's challenge and fight Mizuki. Sensei. Iruka looked at Sasuke and said to him, I'm sorry, Sasuke.san, but, Iruka said anxiously, Are you sure, Naruto? Iruka said, Okay, then, class, file outside. The boy nodded, saying, I hope you know what you are doing, Naruto. Sasuke looks like a guy who can't take no for an answer, and to be honest, I want to see his skill. As the proctor of the match, Iruka yelled, Naruto Uzumaki versus Sasuke Uchiha. Will the contestants please step forward and face each other? Sasuke put on his ever.so confident smirk and said, You will not beat me, dead last, for I am Uchiha. Training Area 1. Man, are you really going to wave that, I am Uchiha, card all day? Naruto sighed. The person you last saw 6 years ago has passed away, and I'll show you my progress. The rules are only taijutsu and weapons, Iruka said. Waving your family name doesn't make you strong, but the fact that you do with it defines you. Now shake hands. With both competitors' hands hovering perilously over their weapons, they shook hands and took a step back. Hajime. Iruka yelled, chopping with his hand and jumping back. Sasuke flipped backwards, launching shurikens as Naruto deftly avoided each one. With his eyes closed, which made Sasuke frown and charge at him rashly while holding kunai in both hands in a reverse grip. Your footing is wrong. Naruto pushed against Sasuke, raising an eyebrow before blocking his attack with his retraceable staff. Shut up! As he felt himself being pushed back, the Uchiha gritted his teeth, and Naruto gave him one last shove, which made Sasuke trip and fall on his ass. Are you exhausted already? Geez, Sasuke. Chan, in a battle you can be sitting around or the enemy will kill you, the Jinchuriki said. Sasuke snarled as he leapt to his feet and slashed at Naruto wildly, intending to support him against the tree. Shut the hell up. How in the hell do you understand battles? You are a commoner, wiping the shit off my shoes, and I am an elite. Before he could respond, Naruto felt his back collide with something. Shit, he steered me here on purpose, he said. Clever bastard, he thought. Sasuke then flipped through hand signals and launched a kunai that was wired to hold him to the tree, yelling, Kaden. Ryuka no Jutsu. When Iruka attempted to run to save him, Mizuki tripped him, but he bounced back and helped Iruka up, The jutsu struck Naruto in the tree squarely, causing Hinata to yell, "Naruto-kun!" Despite their shock at Sasuke's strategy, the fangirls dismissed the image, reasoning that the dobi deserved it. Everyone turned to see Naruto leaning against a nearby tree, and Hinata mentally exclaimed, "He's alive." Sasuke grinned at the sight until Naruto's voice echoed, "Phew. I could have been burned to a crisp with that jutsu, only it was at its full potential." With the exception of 2 fangirls, you know who I mean. The other fangirls were shocked but secretly relieved that he was still alive. Naruto went on, "That was a nice warm up, but I am tired of playing around. You broke the rules and attempted to kill me, so I automatically win. However, like all conceited Uchiha, you play the elite Uchiha card to appease you." Sasuke was rendered unconscious when Naruto suddenly materialized in front of him and slammed his fist into his stomach. "Sweet dreams," were the final words Sasuke heard before he vanished into darkness. Naruto left Sasuke with 2 of his favorite fangirls, Sakura Haruno and Ino Yamanaka, glaring at him as they hurried over their idol. "Damn it, why didn't you just let him beat you?" the pink-haired harpy yelled at him. Sakura Haruno, daughter of Soren and Kimiko Haruno, blood type. Oh, top student in the class on tests, ninjutsu. Only academy jutsu, genjutsu. Nearly non-existent, and taijutsu. Nearly non-existent, Naruto said without turning to face her. Other names include Billboard, Pink Harpy, Banshee, and Forehead Girl. Am I right? Naruto sighed and said, "Sasuke, in theory, could beat me, but unless he discards his lust for power, hatred, and his attitude, he could never beat me or anyone, not even you if you actually stop stalking him and train for once." Sakura nodded foolishly in shock that he knew things that should have been kept secret. In response, Sakura said, "I train." Sakura wilted and muttered, "Occasionally." Naruto went on, "Like I said, all of you fangirls could become some of the greatest kunoichis in the world and yet you choose to waste your time on the Uchiha." Naruto raised his eyebrow and gave her an icy glare. "You know, there are other guys. If you want to make it in this world, you should work out hard and never give up." His blue eyes gleamed with resolve as he spoke. The majority of the fangirls gave him a slow, understanding nod, promising to become kunoichis. The boys thanked Naruto in silence, but one puppy gave him a glare. "So, Iruka-sensei, how about my graduation exam now?" Naruto exclaimed with joy. The Chunin dismissed Iruka's thought, "Weird, one point he's a sage, and the next, he is like a typical 12-year-old, he changes like the wind." Mizuki nodded, thinking, "Hey, I will be able to kill the demon now and not get punished for it. His departure will be welcomed by the village." The vixen growled, "You know, if this cage wasn't so damn restrictive, I would rape you now. Be careful of this one, Naru-kun. He's leaking bloodlust and hatred, so he might aim to kill you." "Thanks, Q-chan. You shall be rewarded, immensely," said Kyubi. "Patience, my vixen, patience." "Naruto Uzumaki versus Mizuki Fugawa, Hajime," yelled Iruka. When Mizuki threw the kunai and shuriken at the boy, Naruto chose to pick up each one and return them to their owner rather than duck. The projectiles struck Mizuki squarely in the face, but he turned into a log. As he prepared for a surprise, Naruto muttered, "Shit, Kawarimi. Let's see," he thought, "left, right, above, behind, then he must be." Then a hand suddenly sprang out of the ground and grabbed Naruto. The silver-haired Chunin smirked as he pulled out 2 Fuma shuriken after Mizuki spun like a top and threw the Jinchuriki into the air. "This is it, be gone, demon." As he launched them at him, Mizuki thought, "Aw shit." Naruto looked up to see the shurikens approaching, and he swiftly grabbed one and threw it back at the other. One of them steered at Mizuki when they collided, and the Chunin scowled and twisted sideways to avoid the enormous shuriken. Mizuki mocked, "Ha, you missed me, you little brat." He turned to see Naruto's fist collide with his face, sending him headfirst into a nearby tree after hearing something poof behind him. When Naruto heard clapping coming from the clearing, he turned to see everyone except Sasuke, Ino, Sakura, and Kiba applauding and clapping at the fight. Good thing I hanged myself into that shuriken or I would have been screwed knowing that conniving mind of his, Naruto thought. After he bowed and grinned, Naruto looked around for Hinata. When he saw her, his eyes appeared to sparkle, and he winked at her. The Hyuga turned a deep red, and Kiba became enraged. Iruka smiled and said, "Congratulations, Naruto, you graduate." Naruto grinned at his sensei and embraced him, saying, "Thanks for believing in me, Iruka. Sensei." Iruka returned the hug, thinking, "I'm so proud of you, of the treatment given by those damn civilians and Chunin. he was able to put that aside and prove them wrong by getting stronger. Naruto, you are dismissed, and you can pick up your custom headband after everyone has graduated. Naruto nodded and left the village, while Iruka and the class entered the academy building. Iruka coughed a little and released Naruto as everyone was laughing at the moment. Mizuki gave Naruto a scowl as he watched the alleged demon flee in the distance. Well, Naruto thought to himself, let's see I passed my exam. Albert Sensei is still talking to Gigi.san, so, time to paint the Hokage faces. I was hoping he would lose, but damn it. The evil sensei thought, oh, well, with the scroll soon in my possession, I will kill him, as he slipped into the shadows of the trees. And soon, I will be with my master. After finishing the prank, Naruto found himself rapidly cleaning them under Albert's watchful eye. To recap what had happened to the faces, here is the image. The Nidaime had a bowl cut and an air bubble that was spewing things about flames of youth, and the first Hokage was turned into a clown. 2 shinobi used their strange, unbreakable genjutsu to knock out an entire squadron of Anbu. After Albert finished laughing his ass off, he sternly reprimanded his apprentice and sent him a couple of pictures to send back to Basil. The third had a large, perverted smile on his face because of the drawing of Icha Icha Paradise next to his face, which made Sarutobi pale that Naruto knew his secret and the Yondaime had a huge nosebleed. As he wiped the last of the paint off the Yondaime's face, Naruto thought, man, best prank ever, too bad it will probably be my last. The king smiled and said, Naruto, since this is my last day in Konoha, let's go to Ichiraku Ramen, my treat. Thanks, I appreciate that, Naruto said, turning to face his sensei. In addition, I have a dream to fulfill and you have a kingdom to govern. Albert said quietly, Naruto, you have matured a lot and your maturity and wisdom surpass your age, which is why I have chosen this time to give you my gifts. Just make sure to come and visit me occasionally. Please extend your hand, my trainee. After following his instructions, Naruto was given 5 colored stones by Albert, who then took his necklace containing his green stone and placed it over Naruto's neck. As the stones vanished into his hand, a pentagon-shaped circular mark of the colors was left behind. Sensei, what is this? Curious, Naruto asked. Remember when I transformed into that form? The secret to transforming into them is those stones. Naruto bowed slightly and said, thank you for bestowing me with this honor, Sensei. Albert stated that the dragoon spirits would only awaken if they sensed their host close by. Albert said, Basil has no need for the spirits since an era of peace has washed over our land, but I fear that your village will be thrusted into chaos soon and so the spirits must rise again to protect the helpless once more. Albert grinned and said, I'm going to miss you and that positive attitude of yours, Naruto. Naruto nodded. Okay, I will find the hosts and I promise on my Nindo. Let's head to that stand now, shall we? Ichiraku Ramen. Hey, 2 strangers, what can I get you? Naruto pouted, you don't remember me at all, Ayame. Chan? Ayame smiled. She looked at him more closely and exclaimed, Naruto.kun, is that you, Naruto.kun? After Naruto nodded, Ayame leapt forward and glomped on our erratic ninja. Oh, Naruto.kun, how are you? You've grown so adorable. Ayame. Chan, I think you want to let Naruto breathe now. Albert said stoically as Ayame swung him around and released Naruto before taking a step back. With swirls in his eyes, Naruto exclaimed, wow, look at all the swirly ramen. Ayame, why are you? Naruto. What's the hold? Up? Is that you? Tucci inquired, and Naruto quickly emerged from his stunned state to respond to the cook. Yep, Gigi.san, it's me. Well, how is my favorite customer doing? Who is your friend? Tucci grinned. According to Tucci, I'm Tucci, and this is my daughter, Ayame. Albert bowed and said, I'm Albert, Naruto's teacher and friend, and I'm very pleased to meet the few. You can keep whatever you ordered for today. Following their meal, Albert and Naruto said their goodbyes, with Albert giving Naruto a final farewell before leaving through the gates. The two sat down and placed their orders while sharing their tales of the adventures of the previous 6 years. Naruto turned back, remembering the incident involving the stones, and grinned softly as a single tear trickled down his cheek. I will see you around, sensei. Naruto saw Iruka running towards the forest and thought, I follow Iruka. Sensei, he might lead me to the problem. Then he realized it was quiet, and he thought, it's too quiet, something is wrong. As Iruka was bound with wire to a tree, the teacher yelled, why, Mizuki? Why did you steal the forbidden scroll? Mizuki scoffed at him. Ain't it obvious, Iruka? I did it for power. I will not be weak as you, Iruka. Yes, with this scroll, I will be as powerful as the Hokage himself. Bullshit. A voice that was familiar said. For the second time today, Mizuki turned to see Naruto's fist collide with his face. True power doesn't come from scrolls, jutsu, or teachers. It comes from the strength of the people you care about. This might be useful along with the Kage Bunshin from the scroll that Hokage Gigi.san gave me. Naruto took the open scroll and scanned a jutsu that caught his attention. Naruto just pulled out his retraceable staff and tripped Mizuki as he sighted him, yelling, "You little brat, I will kill you," as Mizuki pulled out of the ground. Mizuki removed a Fuma shuriken from his back and threw it while growling. When Naruto saw it, he understood that Iruka, not him, was the target. As the shuriken approached the pinned Chunin, Naruto thought frantically, that son of a bitch, at this rate, I won't reach Iruka. Sensei. I need to reach Iruka. Sensei now. Iruka and Naruto were surrounded by a cloud of smoke and dirt when the green stone abruptly flashed, bathing Naruto in a warm glow. The most startling thing of all was that the shuriken was embedded in his chest and wings emerged from his shoulder blades. When it cleared, Mizuki was startled to see Naruto in green armor and his staff appeared to change. Think of Albert's form, except the staff is black. With fear, Mizuki said, "What are you?" With the shuriken drawn, Naruto met the Chunin's black eyes with his slitted blue-green eyes. I'm Naruto Uzumaki, the next Hokage and wielder of the Jade Dragoon. Take this, Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. Mizuki became even more stunned as 1,000 clones surrounded him. The clones exclaimed, "Now this is for all the people you have hurt, Rose Hurricane Dance," instead. As the pain was induced by the clones, Mizuki's girlish screams could be heard. After a short while, Naruto muttered, "Damn, I overdid it a little. Are you okay, Iruka?" "Sensei?" The Jinchuriki inquired anxiously as he turned to face Iruka and unbound him. After Iruka gave a nod, Naruto bound Mizuki's swollen and bruised body to the tree. Iruka inquired, "Naruto, what was that transformation you did?" Naruto replied, pointing to the green stone, "It seems that the Jade Dragoon spirit has chosen me as its next host and I can call on it when I'm in a pinch now since you have helped me awaken it. Your situation put enough stress on me to awaken the spirit within me." Then he thought, but those jutsu will come in handy. Good thing I had a clone copy all of them into a spare. Iruka grinned and said, "Glad I could help, now let's return that scroll to its rightful place." Naruto nodded, "Yeah." When Iruka arrived the following day, wearing a cast on his arm and a gauze patch on his cheek, the students disregarded him and carried on chatting among themselves. "Okay, settle down, kids. And I can't use my big head jutsu," he thought. When Naruto saw the Chunin's situation, he sent out waves of intent to kill, telling all the students, aside from Shikamaru, Choji, Hinata, and Shino, to sit down, and shut up. Sakura, Ino, you have 3 seconds to find a seat, Ichi. When Naruto reached Ni, the girls rushed to find a seat. "The floor is yours, Iruka." "Sensei." Iruka replied, "Thank you, Naruto. Now about your teams." Sakura chose to interrupt him. "First off, what happened to you, Iruka?" "Sensei, and where is Mizuki?" "Sensei." Iruka sighed. "Mizuki is indisposed of for turning rouge. Luckily, me and a friend of mine happened to catch him along with the item that he stole." Asked, "Who was this friend of yours?" "I bet it was Sasuke-kun. He is the only one capable of such a feat. If that would have happened, Sasuke wouldn't be here today. The one who helped me was the number 1, unpredictable ninja Naruto Uzumaki," Iruka said, shaking his head as the fangirls nodded in agreement with Sakura's statement. Everyone gasped and looked at Naruto, who was talking to Hinata with his feet propped up on the desk and not listening to Iruka's revelation. "What, is there something on my face?" Naruto asked inquisitively as the Jinchuriki soon noticed the looks his classmates were giving him. A random boy questioned incredulously, You defeated Mizuki. "Sensei? Ain't it obvious, I beat him yesterday in class, so what made you think that I couldn't beat him? Plus I did beat Uchiha in the spar before him." One of the Sasuke fangirls said, "That is impossible." Naruto responded, "Nothing is impossible when it comes to ninja, it's no big deal since most of you can't believe that the Dobi defeated an experienced Chunin schoolteacher. Not to be rude, Iruka. Sensei, but can you tell us our teams please?" Hinata. "Chan, we will discuss our conservation later, okay?" Hinata nodded and flushed, receiving a range of glares from his expanding fanbase. "Grr, Hinata is mine, you bastard. I will get her and make her my bitch whether you like it or not," Kiba thought. "I can't believe it, The Dobi goes away to train for 6 years and suddenly he returns with more power than me, the Uchiha. I should have that power, I need it more than he does. Sasuke thought with a scowl. Oh, Sasuke-kun, I will get you in my arms one of these days, Sakura thought dreamily. Iruka replied, Team 1 through 6 are in circulation, Team 7 will consist of Naruto Uzumaki, Sasuke Uchiha. Naruto grumbled, oh, fuck me. And Sakura Haruno. Naruto pondered, oh, fuck me sideways. I'm stuck with a fangirl with no skills and an emo brooder who probably likes to suck dick. Kami, why do you hate so? In desperation, Hinata thought, no, I want to be with Naruto-kun. Shino is okay, but Kiba is gonna make my life miserable. Iruka went on, Team 8 will consist of Hinata Hyuga, Shino Aburame, and Kiba Inuzuka. She glanced over her shoulder to notice that Kiba was staring at her with lust in his eyes. The statement reads, Team 9 is still in circulation, Team 10 consists of Ino Yamanaka, Shikamaru Nara, and Choji Akamichi. Ino publicly lamented not being with Sasuke, but she was privately disappointed that she was paired with a food boy and a lazy boy instead of Naruto. Your sensei will arrive shortly. So Hinata, I bet you have gotten stronger since the last time I saw you. Hinata flushed at the blonde's solemn look at her as Naruto returned to his conversation with her. She said softly, why? Yeah, and Naruto-kun. I have gotten a little bit stronger. Kiba scowled and gave a slight growl when Naruto grinned at her. Without confronting Kiba, the Jinchuriki asked, why so serious, Kiba? Kiba responded, Hinata is not yours, Teme. Naruto responded, I agree. Hinata is not mine nor she is yours. Hinata must make that decision on her own terms. You, me, or anyone else can't decide her future. Doesn't matter now anyway. Hinata is on my team and she will be mine. With a toothy grin, the Inuzuka reacted angrily, but Naruto ignored him and resumed his conversation with Hinata, causing Kiba to leap at his exposed back. Kiba, you made a huge mistake. If you attack someone you have a crush on, like Sasuke, for instance, you will undoubtedly get your ass thrashed. Jukin is mixed in with the beating you receive in Hinata's case. Next time, you attack Naruto-kun like that, you will lose the ability to have kids, capiche? Hinata said coldly as her eyes widened as Kiba approached Naruto. Then, she narrowed them and rushed to Jukin Kiba in the balls. Kiba held his precious and nodded slowly. As she turned to her seat, she said, good, now please remove yourself. Kiba walked slowly to her seat, squirming a little with every step due to the discomfort. Hinata glanced at everyone, but particularly at the Uchiha, who had a lustful and admiring expression on his face. Hinata tapped her forehead and asked, what are you looking at? Everyone turned their heads back to avoid looking at the reticent, looking Hyuga. Wow, so the shy and stuttering was all an act, right? She exhaled and turned to face a smirking Naruto. Naruto's eyes widened as the Hyuga said, yes, but not as good as your dead last act. Hinata decided to smirk in response. The Jinchuriki smiled and said, touché, Hinata. Chan, touché. Anyway, how about we go to Ichiraku Ramen to eat after our team meetings are over? Hinata laughed. My, Naruto Uzumaki, are you asking me to go on a date with you? With his signature foxy smile, Naruto said, anything you want to call it, Haim. Then he took her hand and gave it a cautious kiss. With a flush, the Hyuga princess said, I accept your invitation, Naruto-kun. She thought, damn it, I still blush around him. In response, Hinata said, no problem, Naruto-kun. Naruto said, thanks for giving me a chance, Hinata. Chan. A feminine voice called out, Team 8, come with me. She then muttered, I would have done it otherwise since you were the one that saved me that day. The class turned to see a dark-skinned man smoking a cigarette and a woman with gorgeous black hair and red eyes. The Hyuga thought joyfully, Kurenai.ne. Chan is my sense, this is good fortune for me then, she can keep Kiba in check. Damn, Kiba decided, I got a chick for a sensei. As she strode to her sensei, Hinata remarked, well then, bye, Naruto-kun. Bye, Hinata. Chan, I will see you at Ichiraku Ramen. Naruto waved at her. After Team 8 and 10 departed, Naruto immediately performed a genjutsu and began preparing traps for their poor tardy sensei. 2 hours later, Sakura cried out, damn it, where the hell is our sensei at? Our pink-haired harpy's shriek made Naruto and Sasuke cringe. Naruto rubbed his ears and said, oi, Sasuke, are your eyes ringing or is it just me? The Uchiha whispered, it ain't you, Dobi, my ears are ringing too. It seems that Sakura's need to stop talking was the only thing the two could agree upon. A tall, silver-haired man with his Hite.8 tilted over his left eye was suddenly visible through the open door. The man began to say, "Yo, but Naruto pulled at a wire, releasing his illusion. The Jonin moved deftly through the barrage as the wire released kunai. Subsequently, Naruto activated the paint balloons by pulling another wire, resulting in a neon-colored portrait of the Jonin. Yep, still got it. Naruto reflected. The Jonin said, "My first impression is that I hate you all." Kyuubi thought, "Nice one, Naruto.kun." Naruto responded, "And my first impression is that you are too caught up in the past." The man's single eye widened, but he quickly collected himself and said, "Meet me on the roof in 5. He shunned the sun. Naruto lowered himself momentarily and opened the window. A dragon-man hybrid silhouette flew into the sun as Sasuke and Sakura ran to the window, only to be pelted by a gust of wind. As they hurried up the stairs, they both asked themselves, was that Naruto? Roof. When Naruto transformed back into a human on the roof, he noticed 10 men reading an orange book while seated on the balcony. Pervert alert. I'll kill him for reading those damn smut books they call a hit. Kyuubi let out a shriek. Chan, calm down. You are giving me a headache with your incessant screaming, and I already have to deal with one on my own team. Naruto screamed at the vixen. In the back of his mind, Kyuubi murmured about books, perverts, and the need to destroy them. Well, you're here early. Naruto remarked cynically. Well, I figured that another trap like the previous would be waiting for me if I was late. The individual replied, How have you been, Naruto? Kakashi gave the boy an eye. Smile and said, apparently fast, we will continue this late, they're coming. Naruto shrugged and said, I have been fine, Kakashi.san. It's been a while since we last met, where does the time go? Naruto gave a nod. What the hell was that power, Dobi? The Uchiha exclaimed as Sasuke and Sakura ascended the stairs. Did you say something? Asked Naruto. As the blonde used his catchphrase for a certain green spandex. Wearing man. Kakashi suppressed a laugh. That winged hybrid thing, whatever it is, give it to me. Sasuke said angrily, and Sakura nodded in agreement. Sasuke's eyes narrowed immediately as he grabbed Naruto's collar. You know about Itachi? Naruto said, sorry, that transformation is only unique to me and people who are chosen. Besides knowing you, you were going to use it on Itachi, your older brother. Naruto sighed, yeah, he is very good at genjutsu and kenjutsu. He taught me some moves as well some jutsu while we were traveling along with my other sensei. Sasuke's grasp grew stronger. Tell me where he is, Naruto responded. Unfortunately, I don't know that information since he left without notice. Even if I knew, I would not tell you because I highly doubt that a mere fresh genin can defeat a former Anbu captain with a developed Sharingan. Sasuke replied, that is why you need to give me that power you have, so I can kill Itachi. Naruto replied, you have not been listened to me, have you? That transformation is a part of me, thus I can't give you it at all. Even if I could, Itachi would toy with your life like a living puppet, making you realize that anytime he could just come and kill you in an instant. Naruto went on, you want power, then find something to protect and you will have that power to defeat Itachi, that is the true meaning of power. Sasuke became enraged and snarled, everyone that I wanted to protect is gone, that is why hatred is the only way to my strength. Kakashi responded, well, then now that is settled. Tell me about your likes, dislikes, hobbies, that sort of stuff. How about you start us off, sensei? Sakura asked. Kakashi laughed. Okay, my name is Kakashi Hitaki, my likes are classified, my dislikes are nothing you could understand, my hobbies are a need-to-know basis and my dream is none of your concern. Sweating, Sakura and Sasuke thought, all we got is his name. Go, Pinky, Kakashi replied, pointing to Sakura. My name is Sakura Haruno, my likes are squeal, my hobbies are insert squeal and glance at Sasuke. My dream is loud squeal. My dislikes are Naruto, Baka and Ino.pig. Kakashi nodded to Sasuke, who was staring at Naruto, and sighed in his head, a true fangirl. Damn, I might have to break Anko in. Name's Sasuke Uchiha. My likes are soba, tea and training. My dislikes are a lot and my dream is to kill Itachi. Kakashi reflected, still that damn Avenger. He said, I'm Naruto Uzumaki, my likes are my father, my mother, my 5 senseis, ramen, training, Hinata, Chan and a few people in this village. My dislikes are ignorance, titles, rapists, murderers, and I strongly despise fangirls who wants to be kunoichi because of a stupid crush. His gaze flickered toward a raged Sakura. My dream is to protect the ones in need and those I care and maybe become Hokage if I have to. Kakashi nodded in agreement. Alright, now that we are acquainted with one another, you are dismissed for today. Get some rest and don't eat breakfast or you will throw up tomorrow because you three will be taking the True Genin test, which has a 66.6% failure rate, Yane. After making a hand gesture, the cyclopedic ninja departed in a Shunshin Allah leaf. Peace! Exclaimed Naruto before vanishing into the wind, leaving Sakura to request a date once more and Sasuke to mope. Ichiraku Ramen. Naruto appeared on the seat next to Hinata and said, Hey, Hinata, you're here early. Naruto leapt to the side to avoid Hinata's jump, which was aimed at his head. Naruto rubbed his head and said, Naruto-kun, don't do that, you scared me to death. Agomen Nasai. Hinata. Chan, I didn't mean to scare you. Hinata sighed inwardly at the naive expression that she only wanted to kiss, and she gave a gentle reprimand, saying, It's okay, just try not to do it again. Ayame.ne. Chan, I would like a beef ramen and teriyaki ramen with vegetables, please. Hinata. Chan, what do you want? Naruto said, shifting into his seat. Hi, I promise. I'd like a miso ramen, Hinata said. Happy that their top customer had a friend, Ayame nodded and she and her got to work. Hinata sighed and said, Well, how was your meeting with your sensei? Flashback. Shino appeared uninterested, Hinata agitated, and Kiba appeared to be in heat when Team 8 arrived at their assigned training area. My name is Kurenai Yuhi, your sensei. Kurenai grinned at them as she sat down on a log. When Hinata returned her smile, Kiba was taken aback, staring at her body, which she secretly hated and intended to have his sister and her friend Hana knock out of him. Shino's face was like stone, but his body language conveyed that he was happy to meet her. We will start off with our introductions such as likes, dislikes, hobbies, etc. She went on, my likes are Genjutsu, Yugo, Chan, Anko, Chan, and Hana. Chan. Kiba sweated inwardly at this, and sunsets. My dislikes are perverts, arrogants, rapists and people who think kunoichi are weak though some are proving that. My dream is to live my life and maybe settle down, next. Kiba yelled, I'm Kiba Inuzuka, my likes are dogs, Akamaru, Hinata, training. My dislikes are Hana, the vet, people who hurt dogs and Naruto, Hinata's eye twitch a bit. My dream is to be strong, marry Hinata and become head of the Inuzuka clan. Kurenai took a mental note at both of Kiba Hinata's reactions to Naruto. Next, exclaimed the woman with the red eyes. As Kurenai nodded to Hinata, she thought, my name is Hinata Hyuga, and my likes are Naruto. Kiba growls lowly. Cinnamon buns, training, medicine, and falcons. My dislikes are rapists, arrogance, the council's attitude, the caged bird seal, and Kiba. My likes are bugs, Hinata.san, Shikamaru.san, and Choji.san. My hobbies are collecting bugs, and my dream is to simply become the leader of the Aburame clan, but at least this one socializes. Kurenai glanced at her adopted sister and said, I want to balance my career and social life by killing the caged bird seal, becoming the greatest heir to the Hyuga clan, and becoming Naruto's girlfriend. She has never said any of these things aloud before, even though I am aware of them. Was everything a front? A mask? That test was a preliminary, you didn't think it was going to be that easy, did you? Kurenai put the thought aside and said, Okay, now we know each other a little bit, we will meet tomorrow at 8 in the morning, for your real Genin exam. Kiba yelled, I thought we already took the test at the academy. Hinata and Shino appeared uninterested. Once more, 8 AM tomorrow at this location, okay. Hinata got up and walked away as soon as Kurenai made a hand sign and shunshined away with a puff of smoke. Kiba attempted to follow her, but she shunshined in the leaf style. Flashback ends. I wish I could have witnessed that, man. Consider the expression on the dog. Boy's face. Naruto chuckled, and Hinata added, that's right, however, we must ascertain why they both informed us of the test and the restriction on our food intake. As Hinata noted, but we can't take on a Jonin by ourselves alone unless, Naruto's expression changed from one of joy to one of serious contemplation. Well, I deduced it to a skills test or written test, but the fact of no eating makes it a skills test. Naruto concluded, unless we work together, that's it, teamwork is the focus of the test. With a sigh, Hinata said, teamwork, huh? Since we are friends, Shino is not a problem at all, but Kiba will be a pain in the ass because he will pay me to be his girlfriend. Hinata waved the matter away, saying, we can worry about those problems later, Naruto.kun. Naruto snapped back, try having a pompous Uchiha bastard and a fangirl with no talent to save her life. We must catch up, she uttered quietly. With a nod, the Jinchuriki started sharing tales and incidents from the previous 6 years. Hyuga Manor. That was nice, Naruto-kun. I enjoyed that very much. Hinata. I am glad you did, Hinata. Chan. Naruto grinned at her. In our spare time, we ought to. A voice suddenly yelled, Hinata. The two genin turned and saw the Hyuga council. Hinata spat out, her voice laced with venom, Councilman Hanzo. Hinata, you will respond appropriately. In addition, what are you doing with this thing here? Sneered Hanzo. Since when does the council become concerned about who I associated with? Hinata gritted her teeth as Naruto winced at the comment. The council member began to say, you dare to defy the council, you stupid excuse of A, before Hanzo felt a surge of murderous intent directed at him. Look, asshole, I will take your insults, but insulting Hinata Chan directly in front of me is something I or Heishi Sama will not tolerate, he said, shifting his gaze to meet Naruto's icy blue eyes. As the Jinchuriki gritted his teeth and said, so, Hanzo, you will treat Hinata Chan as if she were Kami herself because the Hinata you knew is dead and gone. Hanzo started to perspire as Naruto's desire to kill grew. Hanzo and the other council members recoiled as they were all killed by a green, scaled dragon and a fox's claws. The man shook his head and said, Hi. Naruto grinned and said, good, now have a nice day. He turned to Hinata and said, see you tomorrow, Hinata. Chan. The Hyuga nodded and entered the gates with the Hyuga council, who were both mentally scarred. It appears that Naruto has shook up a few members of the council. Good, but just in case they try something, I will need to plan, Hinata thought as she started to think of other ways to handle this situation. Training Area 7 the following day. Damn it, where is our sensei? Sakura yelled. Naruto's eyebrow quirked and he summoned the last of his remaining patience before saying, Sakura, for the last time, please, shut up. Sakura lost her temper and yelled, look at what you did, do you know how long it takes to get my hair done like this? She turned and threw her fist at Naruto, but he moved slightly, causing the girl to fall into the lake behind him. Sakura was about to respond when Naruto said, it takes you about 16 minutes and about 40 strokes, Sakura. Kakashi then appeared and said, yo, I'm sorry, I had to help an elderly woman cross the street. You're running late. I have never heard of a more ridiculous lie than that one, Sakura shouted. Both of the genin sighed at her antics while Kakashi's sweat dropped. Okay. You have 2 hours to get these bells from me. You can use any ninjutsu, taijutsu, or genjutsu. If you don't get a bell, you get tied to one of those stumps while I eat a bento in front of you. He stated, setting an alarm clock and removing 2 bells. Sakura's stomach growled in protest as Naruto grinned, adding, but, sensei, won't you get hurt? Sasuke-kun is a member of the team, after all. Sakura glared at Naruto. You are just jealous. Naruto muttered, oh, yes, Sakura. Way to inflate the Uchiha's ego to enormous proportions. The Jade Dragoon wielder replied sarcastically, right. Enough. Sighed Kakashi. Now let's get started. All set for shinobi fight. All set. Proceed. Kakashi remarked. You are either very brave or very stupid. The 3 genin moved. Well, Naruto just backed up to sit on the stump. When Kakashi's eye widened at his former Anbu codename, Naruto responded, I would go with the first option, Inu-san. So you know. Naruto added, your hair is still the same from back then, also you know that this test is not going to work. What are you talking about? Asked Kakashi. The fact that a team needs to work together to defeat a more formidable opponent. But the Uchiha has a huge ego and Haruno follows him around like his little bitch, Naruto retorted. I've already shown our ties, so neither of them will listen to reason if I ask. Naruto raised an eyebrow in response to Kakashi's statement, you have changed a lot, Naruto. But I do have to evaluate your skills. Instead, I assumed you would simply read your book. Naruto sighed as he leapt down with his retractable staff out, and Kakashi responded, yeah, but that is for making them too mad and reckless when they are fighting me. I have no idea what you are capable of. You mean Bojutsu? Kakashi pondered in his mind. Without saying a word, Naruto charged at the silver-haired Jonin with lightning speed, and Kakashi parried his opponent by drawing 2 kunai. Naruto ducked as Kakashi twisted to the side, swinging the staff over his face and bending it slightly backwards. Nice maneuver, sensei, but this is not an ordinary staff. Naruto twisted the pole so that a sharp 4-inch stake appeared inches from Kakashi's face. Kakashi narrowly avoided the move as Naruto slammed the staff into the ground, propelling him toward Kakashi. The Jonin raised his arms in a cross position, catching the staff and locking it between his weapons. The silver-haired man said to Naruto, "Wow, you are serious and very good using this staff." "I am surprised." Before kunai and shuriken appeared at Kakashi's side, Naruto said, "I was wondering when you would show Sasuke." Sasuke responded haughtily, "Move, Dobi, you obviously can't defeat him." Sasuke interrupted, saying, "I can do this myself, I don't need you." Naruto sighed, "I tried, but at least I got a bell." At that point, the Uchiha moved away to find Kakashi. He was unaware that one of the bells had been nicked during the altercation, and it had fallen when Sasuke interrupted. "Fortunately, I was able to throw a genjutsu before my staff was captured. Well, I'll just look for Sakura." Soon after, Sakura emerged in search of Sasuke and yelled, "Hey, Sakura, I need your shut it, baka." She hurried off to find her beloved Uchiha, saying, "Can't you see that I am trying to find my Sasuke-kun? I don't have time for you." Naruto sighed and lay on his back, saying, "My team sucks ass." Kakashi looked at Sasuke, the Uchiha, who appeared before him, and said, "It looks like I will have to pick up the slack." He then reached into his pouch and pulled out Icha Icha Paradise, everyone's favorite perverted book. Sasuke snarled, "Don't make fun of me." He knelt down and threw shuriken and kunai at Kakashi, who sidestepped, but one of Sasuke's weapons happened to cut a line, sending more kunai toward Kakashi's current position at the tree. "Nice trap, but not enough," the Jonin said, pushing himself off the tree, but the Uchiha came behind him with a flying kick, which Kakashi blocked and grabbed his ankle. Sasuke then aimed a punch, but Kakashi caught it in the palm of his hand. Sasuke then smirked as he reached for the bells, then twisted his body to kick at him with his right leg, but Kakashi blocked the attack with a move of his elbow. "Damn." Kakashi shifted his hip in thought. The two leapt apart and skidded across the floor, and the Jonin thought, he is good, he made me put my book away to fight him." Then he said aloud, "You are better than I anticipated though." Sasuke frowned as he flipped through hand signals, concluding with Tiger, Kaden, Gukakyu no Jutsu. What the hell? Kakashi thought. Shouldn't a genin possess that much chakra to execute that jutsu? The fireball bursted from Sasuke's mouth, engulfing Kakashi. Then after a few minutes, Sasuke dispersed the connection to see that Kakashi's remains were not there. "Where is he?" To himself, he said. Sasuke looked down to see Kakashi's hand gripping his leg as his voice responded on his behalf, "Below you. Doden. Shinju Zanshu no Jutsu." Sasuke's head was above the ground as he was pulled into it, and he let out a startled scream. "Damn it, let me go," Kakashi said. "How about no, I'll leave you here to cool off while I go after Sakura. I'm a Uchiha." "Sakura. Sasuke-kun is where?" Then she heard Kakashi's voice, "Sakura, behind you." Sakura stopped in the bushes, seeing Kakashi, and said, "Oh, crap, he almost saw me." She turned to see Kakashi making the ram sign, and leaves started blowing past her face. Kakashi. Sensei couldn't have. No, stop thinking like that. A few minutes later, Sakura jolted out of her daze and turned to face the world. "Huh? Sensei. Where are you?" When she heard Sasuke call her name, she turned to face him smiling and saw a bruised, bleeding Sasuke with a shuriken and kunai embedded in his body and one of his legs contorted in a strange manner. When the bell rang to signal that time was up, Kakashi thought to himself, "I think I might have overdone it a bit." Sakura did the only sensible thing, screaming and fainting with foam coming from her mouth. Well, time to give them the results. "You guys, well, except Naruto look hungry, and by the way, Naruto, though I think you need to go to the academy for more knowledge." Sakura and Sasuke grinned at this, but Kakashi went on, "But you don't need to, however, you two should quit as shinobi." A few minutes later, Sakura and Sasuke were tied to stumps, and Naruto leaned against the reminding one. Sakura objected, "What?" As Sasuke scowled. "Why must Sasuke-kun and I resign when that baka did nothing?" Kakashi approached her and said, "That baka actually attempted, excuse me, got one of the bells from me and got the answer to the test while you didn't even do anything, Sakura." "And the answer was?" Sasuke inquired. Kakashi responded, "Teamwork, if the three of you had came at me at one, you could have gotten both bells from me." Sakura responded, "But, he didn't ask for help at all." "Hey, Sakura, I need your..." Naruto took out a tape recorder and said, "Shut it, baka. Do you not see that I'm looking for my Sasuke-kun? I'm too busy for you," Sasuke remarked. "You could have asked me, Dobi," as Sakura flushed with shame. Another was pulled out. "Move, Dobi, you obviously can't defeat him." "You're right, Sasuke. Unless we can work Tog, I can do this myself, I don't need you." Sakura. You were so intent on finding Sasuke that you totally disregarded Naruto's plea for assistance. Sasuke here simply thought the others were useless and attempted to handle everything by himself, Kakashi remarked. Situations such as, Naruto, kill Sakura or Sasuke dies, could result from individual play. Kakashi grabbed a kunai and held it to Sasuke's neck. Sakura gave Naruto a terrified look, but he did not attack him. Excuse me, her. If you are not careful, that situation can occur. You must make difficult choices and bear the repercussions. I'm going to give you one last chance, Kakashi said. You can eat, Naruto, but don't give anything to Sakura or Sasuke. Okay. Sakura started to say, but Sensei said. Naruto nodded, smirking inwardly at Kakashi's scheme. Kakashi vanished in a cloud of smoke, and the Jinchuriki untied them and fed them right away. He was attempting to obstruct us, just like this morning. Naruto handed them the bento boxes and said, you two listen to him, so if you're weak, you won't be in shape to fight. Plus, I ate this morning. Kakashi's head suddenly popped out as an explosion happened in front of them, saying, you pass. You two were obeying commands like tiny robots up until now, but you need to look beneath the surface. Ninjas who disobey the rules are trash, but those who desert their fellows are even worse, and I will personally remove you from this program if I ever catch you doing that. They all nodded, and the Jonin said, good, you will start your first mission tomorrow. You are all dismissed for the remainder of the day. Sasuke went to find Naruto to demand the secrets of his power, and Sakura, as usual, followed her crush in an attempt to fulfill her lifelong dream, to suck Sasuke's microscopic dick. Hinata had just completed their test with Kurenai and was ready to depart when Naruto appeared next to her. Hey, Hinata. Chan, Shino.san, it seems like we were correct, huh? When Hinata nodded, she said, it appears that we have. Naruto raised his eyebrows, and you must be Hinata's sensei, nice to meet you. I'm Naruto Uzumaki. Kurenai responded, I'm Kurenai Yuhi, Team 8's sensei and Hinata's adoptive sister. Naruto turned to face Kiba and said, Kiba. The Inuzuka growled, what, Uzumaki? Hinata swore, Kiba, don't start, or I'll finish what I started yesterday. Kiba snarled, whatever, I'm going home. However, he told himself, just you wait, I will defeat you, Uzumaki, and take Hinata for myself. At the sight of Kiba's lustful smile, Akamaru whimpered and secretly hoped that his master would eventually be kicked in the ass. So, you're Naruto, right? Please look after Hinata, Chan for me. Nay. Chan, exclaimed Hinata. Then Kurenai said, what, I am playing the part, Shino said, which entails making the boy feel uncomfortable or threatening him. Naruto responded, don't worry, she will be taken care of. Should I walk you home, Hinata? Chan? He asked, turning to Hinata. As Naruto and the remainder of Team 8 parted ways, Hinata nodded. The new Team 7 had been performing a lot of D ranks over the past few months, and this time they were on another D rank. They had once again caught Tora, the Fire Lady's cat. Naruto said into his microphone, this is Maelstrom, I'm in position. This is Avenger, 5 meters from the target and closing, Sasuke replied. This is Blossom, I'm ready to go. This is White Hawk, all units go, exclaimed Kakashi. Unfortunately, Sasuke arrived first to claim credit for catching the cat, and the genin moved to capture the beast. Tora started rubbing her claws across Sasuke's face, leaving scars. Tora kicked Sakura in the face when she attempted to remove her from her crush. The cat then leapt and started to flee when it heard Naruto calling to him. While crouching and offering catnip, the Jinchuriki said, here, kitty, 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 here, Tora. Tora sniffed and ate the catnip as she approached Naruto slowly. After the cat patted Naruto's hand, the Jade Dragoon wielder declared, mission accomplished. Target is confirmed as Tora with red ribbon tied to her ear. Well done, Naruto. Let's head back to the tower now, Kakashi remarked. With a growl, Sasuke said, I detest cats. As Lady Shijimi went to embrace Tora, tower. Team 7 observed, the cat remained by Naruto, rubbing against his leg. Lady Shijimi smiled and said, oh, I see you made a new friend. Naruto responded, lady, I noticed that in the past few days and you must excuse me if I have offended you, but your affection is the cause of Tora's frequent disappearances. Are you saying that I am smothering Tora, Chan? Asked Lady Shijimi. Naruto replied, as a matter of fact, I am. Cats like to be pampered a lot, but too much will cause it to seek out a new potential master. Though Tora is a nice cat, I don't want to steal the bond you two share, so try a little bit harder not to squeeze Tora too much. The Hokage was thinking, holy shit, Naruto is going to get himself killed going against the daimyo's wife. Well, that was what practically everyone was thinking, but Lady Shijimi appeared irate. Sakura was thinking, finally that Baka is going to get punished, maybe even executed, then me and Sasuke-kun can finally be alone and profess our undying love to each other. Bitch, please. Sasuke was thinking, HMPH, now I will be the only powerful person on this team. I will take his staff, his power and everything else, especially that Hyuga girl. What is your name, young man? The woman asked, smiling. With a smile, Naruto said, Naruto Uzumaki. Lady Shijimi responded, in all my years with Tora, no one has ever grasped the meaning of this D rank, not even the Sannin or the Hokage. The meaning was no matter what you do, speak your mind in a respectful manner even when your life is on the line. When the Fire Lady finished speaking, everyone's mouths fell open except for the Hokage, and Naruto bowed, saying, thank you, Lady Shijimi. The woman replied, no, I must thank you, Naruto Uzumaki. You are a true ninja to look underneath the underneath. I hope that we meet again sometime and for your reward, you can call a request of me to appeal to my husband. Grinning, Naruto said, thank you, Lady Shijimi. When the woman carrying Tora left, the Jinchuriki turned to see that everyone's jaws were lowered, and Sasuke and Sakura were glaring at him as usual. Guys, you can pick up your jaws from the floor now. How did you know that this mission was a test? Asked Sasuke. Naruto replied, I just want to make Tora's life and for the rest of the genin, especially you, since you looked like you were going to kill Tora on the next time he ran away. Sakura replied, you must have known, there was no way, Sasuke-kun should have gotten that favor. The statement was made by Naruto, I swear I didn't know about it. Sakura was about to make another accusation when Kakashi said, Sakura, stop, Naruto didn't get any special treatment because every generation before yours knew about this test and sworn to secrecy to never tell the meaning of this test. Now you three must do the same for the next generation. Naruto was not looking at him when Sasuke scowled at him, saying, can we get a higher mission? These D-rank missions are petty and stupid. Iruka responded, Sasuke, you are still a fresh genin, you still need to do D-rank missions for now. Naruto responded, Iruka. Sensei, I think that a C rank would be good for us. There's a lot of tension and think getting out of the village for once can relieve some tension we are experiencing with the D-rank missions. Naruto, even though you have presented compelling arguments, I am unable to assign you a C-rank mission, Sarutobi said, puffing on his pipe. At that moment, Kurenai and Team 8 entered to inform the Hokage of their mission. When Kiba saw Naruto, he started to growl, but Hinata silenced him with a glare. With a wave, Naruto said, hey, Hinata. Chan, Shino, Kiba, Akamaru. Hinata waved back with a smile, and Shino acknowledged him with a nod. Akamaru gave Naruto a bark in acknowledgement as Kiba sighed in frustration. How about I sent Team 8 as backup on the C-rank mission you request? The Hokage thought. Sasuke replied, no, I already have weaklings slowing me down, I don't need any. Interrupting, Naruto said, we will take it, Hokage, Sama. Sarutobi responded, okay, Team 7 and Team 8 will be escorting a man back to his village, protecting him from bandits. His name is Tazuna, a bridge builder. With a bottle of sake in hand, Tazuna entered the room at that precise moment and said, you are giving me a bunch of snot-nosed brats, especially the indigo-haired girl. She looks like she is going to cry at any given moment. Suddenly Naruto grabbed Hinata's hand. Hinata, we can't kill the client, and as for you, Tazuna, I would advise you not to insult us. We are capable of protecting you and plus you have 2 Jonin to compensate. Either the kunai stuck in the wall next to his jewels, Hinata's glare, or both made Tazuna wilt in terror. Well, I am the super bridge builder Tazuna and I expect you to protect me with your very lives. Everyone waited for Kakashi and Tazuna to arrive at the gate 2 hours later. Kurenai was starting to feel irritated. Sakura was annoyed, but she didn't care because she was seeing Sasuke and persistently asking him out. Disregarding her, Sasuke started planning how to hold Kakashi accountable for keeping him waiting while powerful men were waiting for him to lose. Shino and Kiba were persistently pursuing Hinata for a date, but she resisted and turned to face Naruto, who was occupying himself with a flute. Since his master was unable to see that Naruto's actions and smile had won Hinata's heart, Akamaru sadly shook his head. Then Kakashi said, yo, and created Tazuna. He was shocked to hear everyone yell, you're late. Anyway, let's go now. Kakashi rubbed his head and let his perspiration fall. Everyone gathered around Tazuna. Sasuke and Sakura were on Tazuna's left. Kiba and Shino were on his right, Kakashi and Kurenai were in the rear, and Naruto and Hinata were in the front, much to Kiba's chagrin. "So, Hinata-chan, how is it on your team?" asked Naruto. Murmured, "It is great, but Kiba tend to be a little adamant on his advances. I am trying my hardest not to hit him." Naruto replied, "That's fine, but if he lays a hand on you, I will step it, unless you can handle it yourself." Hinata laughed. "That is why I like you a lot, you were sweet when you were protective." As Hinata giggled a little after Naruto gave her a playful shove, Kiba became enraged. When Naruto and Hinata saw the puddle, their expressions darkened. Seeing them tense, Kakashi and Kurenai deliberately lowered their guards to find out why there were ninja pursuing either the bridge builder or the ninja. One of the missed ninjas threw his partner to the Jonin and wrapped their poison-bladed chain as their head peeked out from their hiding place. When Kakashi and Kurenai yelled, "What?" the Chunin pulled, killing them and tearing their bodies into crimson shards. Sasuke jumped into action and threw kunai at the Chunin as Sakura screamed. The Chunin dodged the projectiles and collided with Shino's bugs. Shino said in monotone, "Yes, my bugs are Kakaichu bugs. My little friends only feed on chakra to survive or subdue my enemies. You two won't be any trouble now." One of them said, my circa chakra." "Now who sent you here?" inquired Naruto. We won't tell that answer to the likes of you," boasted the other Chunin. "Then perhaps you will tell us then," Kakashi remarked. When Kakashi and Kurenai were discovered alive, the Chunin's eyes widened in surprise. But how? We killed you." "Why, your guard was completely down when we attacked you," the Chunin said. Kurenai responded, "What did you think, that we were stupid? It has not rained for days and yet there is a puddle laying there." Kakashi responded, "Good job, Sasuke, Shino. To the rest of you, you did a good job in protecting the client." "But how are you still alive?" Sakura asked. While Kurenai questioned Tazuna, Kakashi poked a thumb at the heap of bloody logs and said, "Kawarimi. Now if you will excuse me, these two have some explaining to do." "Okay, Tazuna, why did you lie to us about ninjas being after you?" "This so-called C-rank mission has escalated to a B or even an A-rank mission now." Kakashi dragged the defenseless demon brothers into the forest. Tazuna responded, "All I could afford is a C-rank mission. Our country is so poor that every family hardly has enough to scrap by, all because of one man, Gato. He arrived at our country posing as a legit businessman, but he takes over companies using thugs and illegal trades to intimidate his opponents." Naruto replied, "So due to him, you couldn't afford any money to get a B-rank mission. I assume that the whole village had to pitch in to help, right?" "Sensei, we got to help them. Those people shouldn't have to suffer at all," Hinata said, turning to Kurenai as Tazuna nodded. Sakura replied, "This mission is too advanced for us, we shouldn't go." Naruto responded, "Sakura, I disagree. There are people that are dying and hurt all because of one man's greed. I can't allow that to happen on my conscience. If your family was hurting because of someone, wouldn't you want someone to help you?" In his direction, he said, "I vote that we go." Standing next to Naruto, Hinata took his hand and said, "Me as well." "I support Naruto and Hinata's decision," Shino declared. Kiba replied, "I'll go too." The Inuzuka gave Naruto a fierce look and said, "I won't let you make me look bad in front of Hinata. She's going to be my bitch eventually." Sasuke responded, "There will be strong guys that will be there, so I am going too." "All right," Sakura said, "I see that democracy outnumbers me." When Kakashi returned, the two Chunin were bleeding and bruised. He bound them to a tree. Those two that attacked us were called the Demon Brothers, Mizu and Gozu. They are training to kill their target even if it may kill them in the process. They were hired by Gato, and there is a Jonin that was hired by him also, Zabuza Momochi, the Demon of the Mist. According to Kurenai, the genin here have voted to go ahead with the mission. Nodded Kakashi, "That is fine. Normally I wouldn't go if my team was the only ones here, we will continue." Tazuna replied, "Thank you guys so much, if there is some way to repay you." Naruto replied, "No need, we are happy to help. Now let's get out of here before more Nuknins try something." Everyone nodded when they saw the incomplete bridge, and Kaji said, "Now you got to be quiet or else Gato's guards will hear us coming." He then took them across the lake in a boat. Naruto whispered in admiration, "Wow, nice bridge." In response, Tazuna muttered, "I told y'all I can make a pretty good damn bridge." According to Kiba, "It doesn't look like much to me." According to Hinata, "I think it looks nice." Kiba completely changed his mind and said, "I agree with Hinata." The Inuzuka's antics to impress Hinata made everyone perspire. Kurenai responded, "Kiba, how many times do we have to go through this? Naruto and Hinata are together now and there is nothing you can do to change it. If Naruto just so happens to hurt her in any shape or form, and he better not, then you can try your luck. Until then, stop your useless attempts to get her. After giving Kurenai a silent thank you, Hinata turned to Naruto and said, "See, all you had to do was say that." Naruto stated, "Hina-chan, we both know that Kiba will not listen to me since he hates the fact that I stole you from him. No matter what I say or do, he would have continued to pester you, plus I will not do anything that you could handle yourself." Kaji replied, "We're here, this is as far as I can go. I can't risk getting caught anymore." Tazuna replied, "I understand, Kaji. Thank you for doing so much for us." With a fierce glare at the back of Naruto's head, Kiba followed Naruto and Hinata. With a sigh, Naruto asked, "Kiba, I know that you are jealous and all, but really, is this necessary?" As he sensed Kiba's growing desire to kill. Kiba barked, "Yes, it is. You asshole, I will get Hinata one way or another. She will be my bitch." Before striking Kiba in the face, Naruto abruptly spun around and gave him a forceful elbow to the ribs. Naruto responded, "Insult me all you want, but calling my girlfriend a bitch is the last thing I will tolerate from you. Next time I won't be so merciful to you." Kakashi responded, "Though I appreciate you defending your girlfriend's honor, Naruto, but can you please refrain from hurting Kiba now?" As Naruto put it, "I will try, Kakashi-sensei." They were abruptly drawn to Sasuke when he threw a shuriken into the bushes. "A white hair, isn't it supposed to have brown fur in the spring?" Hinata said, following a rabbit she saw in the bushes. "Tch, I miss him." Kakashi stiffened, thinking, "Someone is here." Kurenai replied, "Yes, Hinata, you are right. This means something kept it indoors as a pet and used it as a substitution." Then a strange whistling sound reached everyone's ears. Recognizing the sound, Kakashi yelled, "Everyone, get down now." A huge sword was flung into the air and sank into a nearby tree as Naruto tackled Tazuna and Kurenai pulled Kiba and Hinata to the ground. The others knelt down to the ground. Then a man propped himself on top of his sword's hilt, wearing light blue pants and camouflage sleeves, with bandages around his mouth. Zabuza Momochi, a rank Nukenin wanted for assassination attempt on the Sandaime Mizukage. Also known as the Demon of the Mist and an ex-member of the Seven Swordsmen of the Mist. Kakashi recalled from memory. Sasuke snarled and advanced on Zabuza until Kakashi held out a hand and said, "Sasuke, I'll handle this." Zabuza remarked, "Ah, my reputation precedes me just like yours, Sharingan no Kakashi. I see you brought the illusion mistress with you and some brats. Do you mind giving me the old man?" asked Zabuza. Kakashi lifted his Hite.8 to reveal a fully grown Sharingan. "Genin, don't enter this fight, that is the teamwork here. As for you, Zabuza," he said. Naruto inquired, "What is the Sharingan?" Sasuke continued, "It is the bloodline of the Uchiha clan. The eyes have the ability to read and defeat all types of genjutsu, ninjutsu and taijutsu. But that is not the only ability either." Zabuza said, "Hey, what's scarier is that those eyes can copy your opponent's jutsu once they see them. The only flaw is sealless jutsu and clan jutsus." Naruto was thinking, note to self. Practice jutsu so I can do it sealless once Sasuke gets his Sharingan. Zabuza said, "It is quite formidable especially with Kakashi, since it is said that he has copied over 1,000 jutsu." Sasuke was thinking, but Kakashi is not Uchiha, so how does he have a Sharingan eye? She thought, that eye, it must have been implanted to replace his eye, probably prior to Kakashi's scar over his eye. Zabuza took his sword and pushed it off the tree to free it, saying, "Enough chat. I have to kill the old man so I can get paid. But it seems that I have to take care of you two first." Kiba replied, "Where is he? I can't smell him because of this mist." "Over there, he is on top of the water," yelled Sakura. "Ninpo. Kirigakure no Jutsu," Hinata exclaimed as she activated her Byakugan and noticed that Zabuza was releasing a lot of chakra. He vanished into the mist, and Kiba yelled, "He is gone." "According to Shino, my bugs can't detect him at all." Kakashi said, "He'll come after me or Kurenai." Momochi Zabuza, when he was part of Kirigakure, he was best known for his mastery in the art of silent killing. In other words, he is so good that you won't even notice until you are already dead. All of you be on your guard because I have not mastered all the aspects of the Sharingan yet. In a monotone, Shino remarked, "The mist is getting thicker." 8 choices. Lungs, liver, spine, jugular vein, clavicle vein, brain, kidneys and heart. So many choices, but which one to go after? Zabuza's disembodied voice seemed to be everywhere in the mist. However, The genin were not so fortunate and were shaken in terror when Kakashi made a hand gesture to blow away the killing intent that Zabuza and Kurenai were producing. Sasuke thought as he held onto his kunai. What a dangerous and powerful ki. It feels like I will be killed if I make one single move. The intensity of two jonin locked in combat, fighting to the death. I can't bear the pressure, I rather just die and get it over with. After giving him a quick glance, Naruto tapped Sasuke on the head and said, "Calm down, Sasuke. We'll get through this." He is right. I will not let my comrades die, Kakashi declared. According to Zabuza, we will see about that. When the former Jonin materialized in the center of the Manji formation, Naruto hit Zabuza in the torso with the button on his retractable staff. He then twisted the staff, allowing his 4-inch stake to pierce Zabuza. The Jonin then materialized behind Naruto, who Kakashi shoved aside. Kakashi was cut in half by Zabuza's blow. It was directly in front of Sakura, so she screamed in fear and passed out. The blood turned to water, and Zabuza thought in shock, "What, Mizu Bunshin? He was actually able to copy me in this mist?" Naruto used a cage Bunshin to catch her before she hit the ground, saying, "Damn it, you have to faint at a time like this." Kakashi suddenly pressed a kunai against his neck. The Jonin yelled, "Don't move. It's over, Zabuza." "Your sensei is quite powerful, Naruto," Shino remarked. Naruto replied, "It's not over yet, Shino. Judging by his character, Zabuza is not that easily taken care of." Zabuza chuckled, "He is right, Kakashi. There is no way that your monkey imitations can possibly defeat me, but you were quite impressive. You copied my jutsu at that moment you came down the brat. You had me distracted with that clone and hid your real self until I came out." Another Zabuza behind Kakashi finished his statement, "But I am not that easy to fool." "That one is a clone too," Kiba yelled as the Zabuza suddenly appeared in front of Kakashi. Kabikari Bocho dug into the ground while Kakashi ducked beneath Zabuza's horizontal slash. With a sudden turn, Zabuza switched his pommel, wielding hands and kicked Kakashi powerfully, sending him into the water. Naruto pondered, "Kakashi Sensei got knocked away by that much?" Sasuke thought, "So he's strong in taijutsu. Why the hell is this water so heavy?" Kakashi asked himself. Behind him, Zabuza emerged and exclaimed, "Hey, fool! Sweden! Suiru no jutsu! Son of a bitch!" exclaimed Kakashi as he was sucked into a pool of water. Zabuza laughed. "I can't believe you fell for that, trying to hide in the water. I am a fucking mist ninja for Kami's sake." "He does have a point, you did fall for that," deadpanned Naruto. "Oh, shut the hell up and get out of here now," exclaimed Kakashi. "The kid is right. Mizu Bunshin no jutsu," Zabuza exclaimed. A water clone formed close to the coast. Kurenai pondered, "Damn, I am not suited for this situation. I can mostly do genjutsu and he can dispel any with pain." Naruto replied, "No, we can't allow that, sensei. Sorry, I am disobeying this order." "Naruto, he is a fucking jonin," Kiba declared. Playing the card he never would have imagined playing, Hinata said, "You can go, Kiba. I am sure that I won't think any less of you." Kiba bit his lip when he realized he had two options. Flee or stay and fight in the hopes of winning Hinata's favor. Hee hee. Yeah right, like that will happen in my FIC. The Inuzuka puffed out his chest and uttered, "Like hell I am staying here. Hinata might get hurt." Naruto thought, typical Kiba to react like that. The Jinchuriki responded, "Okay, me, Sasuke and Kiba will deal with Zabuza's clone and Hinata. You will help Shino since he is a long-range fighter and protect Tazuna." The replica replied, "Like you brats can get my clone, HMPH, you can't even handle 1/10 of my strength at all." "All right," said Naruto. Kiba trailed behind Naruto as he charged. Naruto used his staff to engage the clone. "Suga!" Kiba yelled behind Naruto as the clone was occupied with him. Naruto leapt out of the way, and the water clone was unable to defend itself and splashed into the water. With a windmill shuriken in hand, Sasuke launched it at Zabuza. Zabuza grabbed the shuriken and said, "Well, damn, that was impressive, but no shuriken will be able to touch me at all." Then the shadow of the first windmill shuriken was broken by another. It made Kakashi think, "Cage shuriken." The second shuriken then poofed into Naruto, who yelled, "Then how about a kunai?" Zabuza then leapt over it, saying, "I told you that no shuriken can touch me." Looking over his shoulder, Zabuza saw the kunai approaching him more and more until he shifted, losing his hold on Kakashi's water prison ball, and the kunai scraped his cheek, causing blood to flow. Naruto poofed into smoke and was pursued by Zabuza. With his staff spinning, Naruto declared, Kage Bunshin no Jutsu success. Kakashi responded, thanks, Naruto, excellent plan. Now as for you, Zabuza. I will warn you. The same trick doesn't work twice on me. Let's put that to the test, said Zabuza. The Tori sign was the last hand signal made after the Zabuza and Kakashi leapt away and made frantic hand signals. Sweden. Suiryuden no Jutsu. Everyone exclaimed as they observed the duel between the two water dragons. So many hand signs, but in seconds, he copied them perfectly. Sasuke was thinking. Kiba replied, Sugoi, Kakashi. Sensei might win this battle. Zabuza's Kabikari Bocho and Kakashi's Kunai clashed as the water fell around them, causing them to stand motionless. Zabuza jumped away, thinking, strange, what's going on? He copied my movements, completely, Kakashi concluded. Reading them? Zabuza thought in disbelief. The hell? Is he reading my mind? Damn it, that freaky eye is pissing me off, right? Said Kakashi. That is, me? Zabuza yelled. You can't beat me, you monkey bastard. I'll make it so you can't never open that mouth again. He looked through hand signals until he came across something unsettling. Seeing his opportunity, Kakashi yelled, Sweden. Daibakufu no Jutsu. What? Zabuza asked. Not possible, as he thought, he did my jutsu before I was able to perform it. He was blasted by the water vortex. His back struck the tree, and Kakashi threw kunai, pinning him to it. Zabuza, it's over, Kakashi uttered those words. But how? Zabuza asked. Are you able to predict the future? Yes. The future tells me that you are going to die, Kakashi said, glaring back at him with his menacing Sharingan eye. Zabuza was struck in the neck by two senbons and collapsed to the ground, motionless. One of the Hunter Nin laughed and said, you're right, he is dead. To check his pulse, Kakashi shifted down and thought, he really is dead. Thank you for your help. I have been searching for the perfect moment to kill Zabuza, the Hunter Ninja said, bowing. Kakashi pondered, strange, he is a Hunter Nin, but by the sound of his voice, he or maybe she is not that much older than Naruto. Before the Hunter Nin could finish speaking, Naruto attacked Zabuza's body. Now I must dispose of the body, farewell. The Hunter Nin Shunshin said. The ninja then swiftly Shunshin, causing Naruto to curse, damn it, he or she got away. Kiba responded, you idiot, the guy was trying to get the body away. In response, Naruto said, that is true if he or she was a true Hunter Ninja. What are you getting at? Kiba asked. Hunter Ninja are supposed to kill and dispose of the body, of course, Kurenai said. The ninja's weapon and head were the only evidence he or she could have used to prove the kill. According to Hinata, Senbon needles, oh hell no. As Naruto put it, oh hell no is right, Hinata. What? Kiba asked. I don't understand, there might be a chance that Zabuza is still alive, Kakashi stated. Sasuke responded, that is impossible, he was dead, you said so yourself. Naruto replied, that may be true, but there are some points on the body that can put you in a false death. Sasuke replied, that's correct, there's no way, Dobi. Kakashi cut him off, saying, he's right, Sasuke. There are nerve points on the body that can do that. The neck, which has no defenses, is very easy to penetrate. In any case, let's return Tazuna home. Tazuna replied, yeah, you guys can come to my house and relax for a bit. Damn, I used the Sharingan too much. Kakashi abruptly tipped over and hit the ground. After giving him a brief glance, Naruto said, all right, who will carry him? Naruto tapped Sakura awake and she said, what happened? I'm already carrying, well, hell. You fainted after witnessing Kakashi being cut in half, Naruto remarked. Zabuza will return, but for now he is gone. Kurenai carried Kakashi, and Hinata took inspiration from that. Can you carry me, Naruto? She inquired. All you have to do is ask, Hina-chan, Naruto said, sweeping her off her feet and starting to carry her bridal style. While her son Inari was upstairs, as usual, watching the ocean, a woman named Tsunami started to pace back and forth, mumbling her worries. I hope that 2.san is okay. I just have a bad feeling that something bad happened to him, she said softly. Tsunami-chan, open up, Tazuna's voice said as the door was abruptly knocked. Tsunami rushed to the door and opened it to discover Teams 7 and 8 there, along with an unconscious Kakashi resting on Kurenai's shoulder. It's me, Tazuna. What happened, Kami? The woman inquired. Replied Tazuna, we were attacked by one of Gado's hired assassins. He is really strong and Kakashi here fought him to a standstill and exhausted himself. Tsunami's response to Kakashi's slight groan was, "Come in quickly and I will set up a bed upstairs." After a few minutes, Tsunami put her hands on her hips and asked, "Are you going to be alright, sir?" "No, but I will get back to full strength in about a week," Kakashi replied. "Can you train my children until I get my strength back?" he asked Kurenai. "Yes, Kakashi," Kurenai replied, "I will do that." Kiba said, "What are we going to do, sensei?" As the two teams accompanied her into the forest. "Team 7, Team 8, you will come with me." Kurenai declared, "We're going to climb trees." Laughing, Sakura said, "Peef, we can already do that." According to Kurenai, "Really, you can do this already?" she said, gathering chakra to get to her feet and climbing the tree. Mumbling, Sakura said, "No," Sasuke replied, "What is the point of that exercise? I thought you were teaching us some jutsu." "The goal is to teach you how to properly control your chakra. You have all been using your chakra carelessly," Kurenai stated. "Theoretically, you can learn any jutsu if you can master this exercise." She pulled out 6 kunais and threw them at their feet, saying, "If you fall off, use those kunais to record your progress. To climb the tree, you might want to get a head start." "This will be a piece of cake for me," Kiba stated. After collecting chakra to the bottom of their feet, the genin ran in the direction of the selected trees, where Kiba slipped off the ground and fell to the ground. Shino climbed the tree for a few minutes before toppling it, and Sasuke climbed higher before toppling trees after slashing the tree. Angrily, Sasuke thought, "Damn, too much." According to Sakura, this is easy. She was sitting on a high branch of a tall tree, and everyone except Naruto and Hinata was staring at her. Kurenai responded, "It seems that Sakura has more control than you 3 boys." "Wait. 3. Where is Hinata?" Kiba asked. As Hinata put it, "Up here." Kiba remarked, "How the hell did he get up there so quickly?" Hinata looked up to see that Naruto was still climbing the tree. Naruto answered, "I learned from one of my teachers that you can move closer to your objective if you concentrate. You must concentrate and purge your thoughts in order to manage your chakra." Shino followed his advice and rose higher than before. Sasuke followed suit, but Kiba didn't, and he continued to fall to the ground. According to Kurenai, it seems the 3 of you are more advanced in your chakra control, so you 3 keep on working on it while I will teach them water walking. Now it is the same thing with the tree walking exercise, but you must emit a constant stream of chakra from the bottom of the one's feet and using the repellent force to walk across the water's surface. Kurenai made a cage bunshin to watch them and guided Naruto, Hinata, and Sakura to a nearby lake. As Sakura began to shape her chakra and enter the lake, Naruto and Hinata nodded. However, she fell in after a few steps. "Ah, cold, cold, cold," Sakura blurted out. Kurenai grinned and said, "And if you so happen to lose control, you will get wet and cold." Hinata laughed as Naruto struggled to contain his laughter. Says Naruto. "Here, instant heat jutsu." Sakura said, "Thanks, but don't think I like you for that. I like Sasuke-kun," after her clothes had dried. "And I like Hina." Sakura, Naruto added. "It has been 4 years since I gave up on you. I understood that my crush was merely a passing fancy. You said hurtful things to me, just like Sasuke does to you. But Hinata is the only person I can really relate to. She was also the only pleasant person I met." Knowing that Sakura might try to steal it for Sasuke, the Jinchuriki sealed the staff and sword into a blood scroll seal, and Naruto moved to remove his black trench coat and green muscle shirt, as well as his katana and staff. He had a small cross scar on his breast, just above his heart, and Hinata blushed when she saw it. The Hyuga approached and ran her fingers over the scar, causing Naruto to shudder. "What took place?" she muttered. At this point, Naruto said, "I will tell you later." Naruto turned away, flushed, as Hinata nodded and started to remove her shirt. "Hinata," Kurenai said. After Hinata removed her shirt to show that she was wearing a black muscle undershirt, Naruto followed suit, and Kurenai started to divert their attention by flinging rocks into the water. The Jinchuriki's mental pictures of Hinata nude caused him to fall into the water a few times. "Oh no, not right now," Naruto thought. "I can't think about that stuff right now." Kasumi burst out laughing, saying, "Hee, Kasumi, are you bringing those pictures to me?" Naruto asked himself. Says Kasumi. "Maybe." "Kasumi, stop it immediately and don't force me to enter," Naruto commanded. "Well, thought Kasumi, how about no?" "That's it," Naruto said. "It's time to punish you." "Not that," Kasumi said, turning pale. "Aside from that, I'll be a decent vixen. You will be fucked by this machine until my training is done. Also you will not be able to have an orgasm until I wish it. Have fun," Naruto said, before turning it on in his mind. The scene changed to a dungeon, with Kasumi naked, her arms and legs, including her tails, bound by ropes, and a machine wearing a large dildo. After 3 hours of uninterrupted training, the three of them were able to master it, and Sakura was forced to perform the exercise in order to boost her chakra reserves. Kasumi's cries of pleasure continued to echo in his mind until Naruto severed the connection. Zabuza had been sleeping when Gato's hideout. Haku arrived with his samurai bodyguards, Waraji and Zori. "So even you have come back defeated, it looks like Kirigakure ninjas are pathetic," Gato said. The samurai tensed up, flicking their swords an inch from their sheaths as Zabuza remained silent. "An attack?" Haku pondered. Gato responded, "Hold on a second, there is no need to be silent." Haku grabbed Gato's wrist and broke his arm as he reached out to touch Zabuza. "Don't touch Zabuza. Sama with your dirty hands." She uttered those words. They sweated as they thought, "No way." Dachi moved in an instant. The samurai reacted to save their master, but Haku grabbed their swords and aimed them at their necks. Haku responded, "You shouldn't do that, I am in a very bad mood right now." As he and his lackeys retreated, Gato yelled, "Once more, you are no longer welcome here if you fail once more. Keep that in mind." Gato yelled. "Haku," Zabuza said, "you didn't have to do that." "I know," Haku remarked, "but killing that vile man is still too simple. The hunters will come after us if we kill him now. We must exercise patience." "Yes," Zabuza said. "You're right." The dildo was in and out of Kasumi's snatch when Naruto entered his mindscape, which showed her with her arms and legs bound. "How is the penalty?" Naruto remarked as he observed her breathing. "Please, let me, come, please," said Kasumi. With a snap of his fingers, Naruto said, "As you wish, Kasumi." "Chan." Kasumi screamed loudly and arched her back on the table before falling back down. The machine vanished, and Naruto faced her, wiping the perspiration from her body with a towel. "So, what did we discover today?" Naruto uttered those words. "Never tamper with Naruto's mental images," Kasumi advised. "Good," said the Jinchuriki, "now for your reward." "What reward?" Kasumi asked. Naruto replied, "Why, the reward for telling me about Mizuki's bloodlust. Small lemon begins here. And yes, I am aware that it is early, but I couldn't stop thinking about it." Naruto rubbed her breast and kissed her, and Kasumi groaned and returned the kiss with greed, getting wet again. As his left hand slowly made its way downstairs, the boy ran his hand through her fiery red hair, and his light fingers made her shudder and tickle a little. She giggled and kissed him, and Naruto moved his fingers inside her and slowly pierced her pussy. "Oh Kami, there, right there, Naruto. Sama," Kasumi gasped at the warm entrance, causing her to moan with pleasure. Naruto moved his head away from her mouth, causing her to whimper a little, but then her mouth opened silently, attempting to moan as Naruto bit and played with her breasts, sucking on the right one while fondling the left and licking around the sensitive nipple. "Yes, I am so near now." "Wow, Kasumi. Chan, you're really wet," Naruto remarked. "Haven't you been waiting a long time for this?" Kasumi responded, "It's your fault for making me wait so long, Naruto. Sama." Naruto remarked, "Well, I guess I'll have to make up for my error." After that, the Jinchuriki thrust his fingers into her and stuck his tongue into her dripping sex, saying, Yes, finger me, Naruto. Sama, make me come hard, it feels so good, sugoi, sugoi, I'm coming. After removing his fingers and letting Kasumi's sperm fly into his mouth, Naruto grinned and said, Strawberries." Kasumi sucked the sperm and tasted her own fluids, and Naruto exclaimed, "Now what you have been waiting for." As soon as his clothes vanished, Naruto's 6-inch dick, which was still growing, was visible. Grasping her hips, Naruto whispered in her ear, "Are you ready, Haim?" The vixen arched her back in pleasure as Naruto dove into Kasumi after she whispered, "Yes. Yes, master, fuck me. In hot weather, fuck like a bitch," Kasumi yelled. To tell you the truth, Naruto happened to stumble upon Kasumi, who over the years blamed herself for the abuse and mockery he had endured. Naruto tried to stop her, but was unable to get her attention, so he did what he saw Dart do to his childhood friend and wife, Shayna. He kissed her, and Kasumi, surprised, kissed him back. Since then, Kasumi has struggled to control herself during her heat cycle as a demon vixen. Despite the fact that he was physically a virgin, they were in a mutual relationship, so Naruto could get the practice to please his future wife. "Yes, Naruto. Sama, hurry up. Come inside my filthy little cunt, please, enter my pussy now." Kasumi. "Chan, You're so warm and cozy, Naruto grunted. My cock is being squeezed so hard by your pussy, damn it. That's because. It was waiting for you to finish it. Oh, yeah, that's my spot, keep hitting me there, Kasumi said. Stir more and more inside me. Naruto released her from her restraints and fucked her as he got to his feet. With her nails digging into his back, Kasumi grabbed his back and yelled, yes, yes, it feels so good, fuck me. You stamina freak, fuck me harder. Yeah, fuck yeah. As Naruto pushed harder and faster into her, Kasumi's head rolled. Kasumi. Chan, I'm about to, Naruto then said. Naruto pushed harder into Kasumi, drawing her closer and closer until she screamed, her walls clamping on Naruto's dick, after she said, come inside me, fill me with that hot seed inside me. Small lemon ends. Breathing heavily, Kasumi uttered, you have gotten better. Naruto whispered, I have a great teacher, into her shoulder. True, well, then good night. Kasumi laughed. Naruto cradled her in his arms and spent the night sleeping in his mindscape. In order to assist Tazuna with the workers, Naruto, Hinata, and Sakura were sent the following day. Essentially, Naruto created some cage bunshin to help speed up the process, which surprised all of the workers except Tazuna. By noon, the workers had gone home to rest, and Tazuna and the gang went to the store to get some food. Tazuna remarked, here we are. With a kind heart, Hinata bent down and touched the child's shoulder as she looked down at him in front of the store. The child looked up at Hinata's smiling face and she gave him a bento that she had packed for lunch today. That is just a child. Naruto muttered, this is all Gado's fault, because of him, there is hardly anything here to buy or survive on. The child smiled and gave her a hug before rushing away, saying, Arigato, Oni-san. Sakura cried out abruptly, pervert, and threw a man to the ground. In protest, the man said, no, I was, after saving him and giving him some cash, Naruto said, sir, was this what you wanted? After nodding, the man carefully accepted the cash and said, thank you, young man. You are very welcome, Naruto said, nodding, now try to stay out of trouble. Naruto, why did you do that? Sakura asked as the man walked away. The man wanted money to feed himself or his family, Naruto remarked. I'm not the kind of person who allows someone to endure suffering because it's beyond their control. Sakura was still attempting to identify her teammate when Tazuna said, I got the stuff, let's go, you three. Naruto and Hinata nodded pitifully. A clenching of his fist, Naruto whispered, I swear I am going to kill Gado for this. Naruto.kun, Hinata thought to herself. We need that bridge because all the adults have given up, Tazuna stated. A sign of bravery, enabling the locals to overcome their fear and rediscover the will to defend themselves. Just like Inari's father, Naruto was saying. How did you know that? Asked Tazuna. I observed that Inari was constantly sitting in his room, gazing out to sea, and crying as he looked at a picture, Naruto remarked. A man's face was torn off of a picture in the dining room, and the same image is in his room. His name was Kaiza, and although he wasn't his biological father, he behaved like one, Tazuna stated. Once, while trying to save his puppy, he prevented Inari from drowning. When a tsunami flooded the dams, he quickly won our hearts and saved the village. The village was then overrun by Gado, and the only person to resist him was Kaiza, who had his arms severed before being put to death in public. Well, Gado had mercenaries, Sakura remarked. What are you anticipating? What is your problem? Naruto slammed his fist into a nearby wall, which had cracks that resembled spider webs. Sakura inquired. Sakura, you are an idiot, Naruto remarked. According to Sakura, what did you say? Sakura was alarmed when Naruto's serene blue eyes flashed a slitted blue, green as he looked at her. You heard me, Naruto said. You have the audacity to call me baka, haha. You don't get it at all. That man fought for what he believed in despite all the odds, and the unfortunate thing is that no one supported him and he was left to suffer. The village has lost the will to fight against Gado because of his passing. Well, I'm not going to let him do this any longer. After we finish this bridge, I'm going to kill Gado to restore the bravery of this village. Hinata, tell sensei I will be late. Don't wait up for me, said the Jinchuriki as he turned to head into the forest. That is that boy, with Kakashi and Kurenai. Haku untied her hair and went to the forest to gather herbs for her surrogate father, Master. While gathering herbs, she discovered Naruto sleeping on the ground. She slowly reached out, but Naruto caught her and flipped her onto her back while holding a kunai to her neck. You know, I know you were quicker than this, Hunter.nin. How did you know? Haku asked, his eyes widening. One useful thing I learned from Kiba is that your nose can detect a person's distinct scent, Naruto remarked. The hunter.nin and you both have a vanilla and virgin snow scent. The Blue Sea Dragoon spirit was responding to Haku when Naruto's hand started to warm up and he removed himself from her. I see. She is the next Blue Sea Dragoon, he said. After that, I have to figure out how to save her and her master. Your name is, Naruto said. Huh? Said Haku. Naruto remarked, well, miss, you can't count on me to constantly refer to you as hunter.nin. The statement read, my name is Haku and I am a boy. Don't bullshit me, Haku, Naruto said. You are a woman, and I am aware that Gato is a lecherous pig, so you must conceal your identity from him. I now ask that you give me a moment's attention. Haku replied, I don't have a choice, I am unarmed and defenseless. I don't attack unarmed people unless they attack me first, Naruto declared. I now want you to order Zabuza to terminate his agreement with Gato. I suspect that Gato will kill you all and not pay you a dime. He may use you as a sex slave, and it is easier to get rid of him because he is a Nukenin. That's right, Naruto.san, Haku remarked. But in order to attack the Mizuki and end his reign of terror, Zabuza Sama needs the money. Knowing this, Naruto declared, I will challenge him as a swordsman myself. If I prevail, he will have to breach his contract and come back to Konoha with me as his subordinate. He gets me in my power if I lose. Haku responded, you are making a huge gamble, Naruto, Zabuza Sama is not to be taken lightly. Neither am I, Naruto remarked. You have a special power that has just been awakened, I must add. A new Kekkei Genkai? Haku asked. No, said Naruto, the dragon's power. According to a legend, there were 7 heroes known as dragoons who had the ability to change by channeling the spirits of dragons. Naruto transformed into his dragoon form and declared, I am one and you are one too. That legend is real today. How? Asked Haku. Naruto was saying, my old sensei and friend sealed the rest of the dragoon spirits into my hand, the blue sea, the dark, the white silver, the violet and the red-eyed dragoon spirit. Wait, where is the 7th one? Haku asked. My other sensei, the gold dragoon's wielder, departed without surrendering his dragoon spirit, Naruto remarked. He was last seen close to Suna, wink wink, and my teacher is currently searching for him. According to Haku, but why me? I don't know, Naruto remarked, but you have been selected to be the Blue Sea Dragoon, and it won't pick anyone else unless you pass away. Why are you doing this? Asked Haku. Easy, Naruto said, we all despise Gato and wish to kill him. I need your assistance to locate the other dragoons and prevent the world from being destroyed, but I can't do that until Zabuza releases you or gives in to me. Haku replied, I will relay your message and the fight will commence tomorrow on the bridge. With a nod, Naruto said, thank you, Haku. Night. Naruto was waiting for Sasuke and Kiba when they returned, both of them exhausted and worn out. Tazuna remarked, you two are finally back, you guys look super dirty and worn out. We both made it to the top, boasted Kiba. Kurenai replied, then starting tomorrow, you will help the rest of the genin protect Tazuna on the bridge. Tazuna responded, thanks to Naruto's Kage Bunshin, the bridge will be complete tomorrow. When Inari turned to face Naruto, who was sitting with Hinata and cuddling with her, the boy's mind was filled with memories of Kaiza, and Kiba frowned at the affection that was being mocked. The boy began to cry quietly, and Naruto saw it. What's wrong with you, Inari.san? Said the Jinchuriki. Why do you guys try so hard? Yelled Inari. You can't compete with Gato's men no matter how hard you train. The strong will always kill the weak, regardless of how hard you work or how grandiose your claims are. We are not weak, Inari, Naruto declared. Our mission will be accomplished. You know nothing about this country or me, but you are being so nosy, Inari yelled. I would hate to be like you. How on earth are you aware of me? I'm not like you. You're always cheerful and content with your girlfriend, and you have no idea how difficult life can be. Kaiza would be as disappointed in you as I am, Naruto muttered as he slowly closed his eyes. Inari gave him a startled look and said, What? Your father would be disappointed in what you did, Naruto remarked. You see, I understand the true pain of life back in the village, so I do know how difficult it can be. When I was 4 years old, a drunk man happened to find me by myself as I was making my way home from dinner. I had a burden placed on me at birth, but I was unaware of it until he pulled me into the alley and started beating me. Fortunately, he was stoned that he missed my heart, because he was the one who left me with this cross scar on my chest. Your country is a beautiful place. Well, it was until the people lost the will to fight back against Gato, Naruto said, lifting his shirt to reveal his cross scar, causing Hinata to blush. Even though he knew he would die, only one man defied Gato to defend his family and nation. His people were too scared to rise up with him, even though he wanted them to. Despite having money and guards, Gato lacks courage and must hide behind his wealth because he lacks something crucial. You have two options, Inari. Will you follow in your father Kaisa's footsteps? Will you be like Gato, a weak and cowardly person who hides in the background and watches everything you care about and love fall apart around you? Or will you fight to defend your family and your nation against all odds? You have a choice. Kiba yelled, Naruto, that was too harsh, as Naruto put his shirt back on and went outside to the pie. For that, how can you scream at him? Kiba, Naruto needed to tell Inari that, Hinata remarked. I have a good heart, but don't try to win favor. I will never be with you, and I don't like you. Regardless of what you do or say, Naruto is the one who has my heart, and I only consider you a friend. Inari needs to understand that crying every day won't make everything better. I used to be like that, giving up easily when things got tough. I used to be awkward and shy, but Naruto once gave me encouragement. When I was 5 years old, I was practicing Juken one day and was unable to dent a tree. As usual, I started crying, and Naruto came to my aid. After I told him why I was crying, he said that crying would not make things better. He advised me to keep trying until I got it right. While you, Kiba, believed that women were only suitable for cooking and sex, Naruto was the only one who showed me kindness. I will never go out with you because you never value women as much as Naruto does. Hinata went outside to her boyfriend, who was stargazing. You do realize, sensei, that didn't actually happen to him? He just made the scar for him to convince people and said that to make people feel sorry for him, Sakura said. As Kakashi said, Sakura, it is true because I was constantly defending Naruto from attacks when I was in Anbu. Kurenai scowled at Sakura. I took Naruto to the hospital to recuperate because I was busy at the time. In order to heal Naruto, I had to use my original jutsu to threaten a doctor, and I kept an eye on him to make sure he didn't try to kill him. And Sakura. Naruto never lies about himself unless doing so would seriously harm someone else. As Tsunami and Tazuna were astounded that Naruto had no resentment toward anyone, Sasuke remained silent the entire time. Thank you, Hinata, said Naruto as Hinata approached him and put her arms around his neck. Naruto then leaned back into her chest. To keep me company, you didn't need to come out. Hinata responded, but I wanted to. I hate seeing you sad and Kiba pissed me off. Hey, still thinking he can win you over, huh? Naruto grinned. Hinata took his head and kissed him, saying, yes, but you are the only one who has my heart. Naruto returned the kiss, causing her to groan as it grew stronger, and then he said, we better get back or they will think we have been kidnapped. Okay. Hinata pouted. She smiled and held his blonde hair in her silky hands before they went inside to sleep. Naruto said, you know, you were cute when you were pouting. He then kissed her once more. When they arrived at the edge of the bridge, Team 7 and Team 8 discovered that the workers were either tied up or rendered unconscious. Naruto had left a cage bunshin to guard Inari and Tsunami in case Gato attempted to use them as leverage, said Tazuna. According to Naruto, he is here. Zabuza and Haku were standing when they turned around, and Naruto remarked, I must thank you for sparing the villagers. Figures you would say that, kid, Zabuza remarked. When Naruto held out a hand in front of his sensei, Kakashi moved to reveal his Sharingan and said, Sensei, I will fight him. All right, Naruto, but if things don't work out, I'll take over, Kakashi said. No, don't intervene. Zabuza and I struck a deal, Naruto said. If I win, Zabuza and Haku will return to Konoha, and if I lose, Zabuza will come get me. Kakashi said, then just make sure you don't lose. I can't or Hina-chan would kill me first. Naruto grinned, took out his katana, and strode slowly to the center of the bridge. Are you nuts, Kakashi? Kurenai asked. No, I am not, Kakashi said. To be honest, Naruto is very good with a sword and a staff. Due to his skill, he nearly forced me to use the Sharingan. Sasuke became enraged at Naruto's strength, and Kiba started to feel a little afraid of him. Are you ready? Asked Naruto. With Kabikari Bocho in hand, Zabuza said, no genjutsu or ninjutsu, is that correct? Slipping into a stance, Naruto said, all right, let's go. Zabuza and Naruto rushed at one another to engage in combat in the center. As Naruto leapt back from Zabuza's attack, he pulled out his staff and waved it. Zabuza also leapt back before attacking Naruto. The Jinchuriki leapt over the cut and used the metal staff to flip Zabuza over. As Naruto yelled, harpoon! Zabuza stumbled backwards, his head thumping, but he quickly got up to thrust at Naruto, who sidestepped the thrust, and then swung the flat of his blade to strike him like a baseball bat. In order to confuse Zabuza, Naruto skidded back before launching a vicious attack in a zigzag pattern. After catching the staff in the hole of his executioner blade, Zabuza grinned. Naruto grinned back and pressed a button to have his thigh stabbed by the stake concealed in his staff. Damn it, what else does that staff have in it? Zabuza exclaimed, leaping back in agony. A lot of things, Naruto grinned and snapped the stake back into the staff, twisting it in the center to split it into two swords, each with an 18-inch blade. According to Zabuza, "Kid, you are full of surprises." Placing weight on his injured leg, the Demon of the Mist tested it to make sure it wouldn't slow him down at all. Naruto used the blades to attack him, but Zabuza blocked them every time. Naruto spun, attempting to sever Zabuza's legs, but Zabuza leapt back to put Kabikari Bocho on Naruto's head. Damn, that was close. If I had not blocked in time, my arm would have been decapitated. The Jinchuriki thought as he clasped his shoulder for a moment, blocking the attack just before it sliced his shoulder open. Disregarding the pain, Naruto made his opponent unbalanced by pushing against Zabuza's sword, which caused him to slash at his arm. Zabuza grabbed his arm and attempted to slash at him, but Naruto blocked it and gave him a headbutt in the chin to release his grip. Naruto charged, but Zabuza kicked him in the torso. Haku marveled at the swordplay her master and her new friend were showcasing in front of her, but Naruto stumbled back and dodged a quick slash from Zabuza, then flipped over him to get behind the Demon of the Mist. He attempted to hit him, but Zabuza blocked the hit with the flat of his blade. As he watched Naruto fight Zabuza, a respected swordsman of the mist and a jonin. A fucking jonin. Sasuke's fist clenched and his nails dug into his palms. How is it that you, Naruto, a nobody can be able to attain power stronger than me? A Uchiha who is an elite in Konoha, he thought to himself. Is that Naruto's power? Kiba asked. He is a complete moron. How in the world is he able to be this strong? In any case, I'll need to put in more training to separate Hinata from him. Zabuza attempted to impale Naruto in his midsection with a thrust, but Naruto kicked the blade to the side, opening Zabuza. Kurenai was shocked that Naruto was surviving against Zabuza. It was unbelievable that a boy his age could be this strong. It had not happened since Itachi was enrolled in the academy. Slashing at him, Naruto yelled, "Crush dance!" Kabikari Bocho was a few feet to the side of Zabuza when they both fell to the ground. Well done, youngster. Gazing at the Jinchuriki, Zabuza remarked, I submit, you fought well. It's over, Naruto declared. Zabuza, you are pathetic. You were beaten by a kid, Gado's voice said. I made a mistake by hiring you. Kill the men and capture the women, especially the ice bitch, I will use her as my personal slave, said Gado, who was in the lead with a horde of mercenaries behind him, as everyone turned to face the end of the bridge. Zabuza got to his feet and started to move, but Naruto made his staff once more and showed the stake. That is not acceptable. He started spinning his staff, causing green leaves and wind to envelop him. Everyone was shocked by Naruto, who was wearing green armor with an orange jewel in the center of his chest, and they had to cover their eyes to avoid the stinging wind. To their surprise, Naruto was flying with wings from his back. With his spear in hand, Naruto declared, ever-changing as the wind, Naruto Uzumaki, the Jade Dragoon. Death them! Gado yelled. Yelled Naruto, Wing Blaster, invoking his power. The Jinchuriki leaned down to blast the charging mercenaries off the bridge. The mercenaries were struck by the blast and flung into the sea, either dead or severely injured. That spell still takes a lot of chakra to do, Naruto gasped. I saved Gado. For you two, deal with Zabuza. Hinata grabbed Naruto, who was weakened by the spell, as he floated downwards as a blast of green light surrounded him, returning him to normal. As Zabuza grabbed Kabikari Bocho and dragged it menacingly across the floor toward Gado, who shivered in terror and attempted to escape his doomed destiny, Naruto passed out. Wait, Zabuza, I was joking. You didn't think I was going to murder you, did you? Stumbling over his words, the Would.be Mafia boss said. For Zabuza, Gado, yes, said Gado tremblingly. With his weapon raised, Zabuza said, this is for my apprentice. Fuck you. The scream and the sickening crunch that signaled the death of Gado, the tyrant of wave, caused Sakura and Hinata to turn away. Zabuza returned with blood splattered on his face and torso, and the swordsman remarked, well, I think I will pass out now. When Zabuza's eyes rolled up in the back of his head and fell to the ground, Haku grabbed him and sent her master gently to the ground. Hinata took Naruto on her back, and the latter latched on and whispered, Hinata. Chan. As she and the other Konoha friends headed back toward Tazuna's house, Hinata blushed when Naruto called her name. After a few hours, Naruto's eyes opened and he glanced around to see Hinata dozing off on the chair beside his bed. The Jinchuriki grinned at his girlfriend and got up, putting her in his bed. The boy went downstairs and broke his neck when he saw Kakashi and Kurenai seated at the table with Zabuza and Haku. According to Kakashi, "Oh, you are up." "Yeah," said Naruto, "what happened when I was out?" Kakashi responded, "Nothing much, we found Gado's hideout and took his money, paying for the A-rank mission and giving the rest to help Wave get back on their feet again." "Where are the others?" Naruto inquired. "What was that transformation you did at the bridge?" Kurenai retorted. "We sent them to help Tsunami-san with the groceries." "That was my Dragoon form," Naruto remarked, "which gives me more strength and power. Wing Blaster is a chakra. Intensive attack that I have yet to master, but if I remain in the form for a longer period of time, I will be able to use it with less chakra." "Can anyone acquire this power?" Kakashi asked. "No, you have to be selected to receive the power," Naruto said. "Wind, fire, water, ice, light, dark, lightning, earth, and divine are the 8 of them. The divine doesn't exist and only shows up when the world is about to end. Since Haku is one of the chosen ones, that was one of the reasons I fought Zabuza. You will be able to draw on the Blue Sea Dragoon's power now, Haku. I want you to use this power only when you are in danger or if the ones you love are being threatened," Naruto said as he opened the colored stones in his hand and the blue stone started to flash a light blue light before floating towards Haku and landing gently in her hand before sealing itself into the palm of her hand. After Haku nodded, the other genin entered the room, and Naruto's palm transformed into a square, with his own green stone in the center. "Hey, Dobi, what was that form you took?" Sasuke inquired. Naruto replied, "It is a transformation, Sasuke. Long ago, mythical beings known as dragons lived. They made a pact with the humans and when they died, they turned into powerful stones. When a human with the most compatibility to them is near, it awakens and gives them the ability to morph into a new being. This is the legend of the Dragoon." Then Sasuke said, "Give it to me." Replied Naruto, "It can't be given, Sasuke. The Dragoon spirit can't be controlled by mere force or ambition." Sasuke yelled, "I am an elite, surely one of those stupid spirits have chosen me." "My hand would feel warm if that were true," Naruto remarked. "No matter what you do, the spirit stone won't react, even if you happen to be holding it. You'll just have to put up with it." "You just don't want me to have it," Sasuke remarked. Naruto replied, "I would give it to you if you were chosen by it. Maybe you are one of the chosen, but the spirit doesn't deem you ready yet." "Just give it to him," Sakura said. "It is sealed within my body. Nobody can get it unless I wish it or someone else that I know who I won't tell you can unseal it," Sasuke said, grabbing his arm and attempting to grasp at the palm where the spirit stones were kept. "Sasuke, this seal isn't your typical one. I advise you to take your arm off of me or risk losing it." Naruto gave him a chilly stare, and Sasuke winced. "Why is it that you have so much power and I am at the bottom?" Sasuke inquired. According to Naruto, in reality, we are both the same. We both experience the pain of loss, the pain of loneliness, the fear of losing your own life, but we survive to strive, to attain further strength. But there is one difference. I use my power to protect the ones I care about. You use your power for revenge. "So," said Sasuke. "So, Sasuke, what are you going to do next?" asked Naruto. "If you keep following the path of the Avenger, you will eventually become a shell of your former self. Whatever, you can keep your power. I will attain a better power, stronger than your Dragoon form. Then I will defeat my brother and then you," said Sasuke with a frown. "You know nothing about me." The Uchiha then departed. Sakura yelled, "Why didn't you give him the stones? Sasuke-kun needs that power to kill his brother." According to Naruto, the Dragoon spirits are not to be used for ambition, but to protect people in need. Sakura started to say something else, but Kakashi interrupted, saying, "Sakura, that's enough. Naruto has explained himself, so you have no right to shout at him about why he chose to transform into a Dragoon. There will be no more discussion of this issue. I'll make sure you never take a mission lower than a D rank again if I learn that you've told anyone about it. Do I understand correctly?" Sakura gave her sensei a terrified nod, and the day continued. Kiba was a little scared, but he denied that Naruto was stronger than him. Shino spent more time with Naruto and Hinata, and Naruto taught Haku how to summon her Dragoon form. Imagine a hybrid of Shayna's and Meiru's Dragoon forms, with the skirt of Shayna and the shin guards and chest armor of Meiru. The Ice Princess also changed her outfit, donning a black jacket, Anbu pants, and a baby blue shirt. She chose to use a sledgehammer, and because she had used Zabuza's sword a few times, she had the strength to do good damage with it. While Sasuke sat to brood most of the time and train harder with Kakashi, who was initially hesitant, Sakura sat around doing nothing but staring at him and glaring at Hinata and Naruto in fear and rage. It was very difficult for him to have Sasuke jutsu that were highly destructive and in high rank, so the Jonin cursed the council for letting their prized mentally unstable Uchiha join the ranks. When the bridge was completed, the Konoha teams, Zabuza, and Haku departed Tazana, Inari, Tsunami, and the rest of Name's residence. He had to successfully pretend that he had taught him C-rank jutsu when, in fact, there were D-rank jutsu. The bridge was named the Great Naruto Bridge in his honor without Naruto's knowledge. Konoha. We have a new member to our team, and it's good to see that everyone is safe and sound. Sarutobi remarked. You all did a great job on your first A-rank mission. I expect great things from each of you. Now, Zabuza, I assume you live with Naruto and your adopted daughter? According to Zabuza, that is correct. Sarutobi continued, you will have a month probation and will be trailed by Anbu to make sure you don't do anything suspicious, but I seriously doubt that since Naruto has earned your respect. After Zabuza gave the Hokage a nod, Naruto took Haku and Zabuza to his house so they could settle in. Sasuke then went home to train and consider ways to outdo Naruto and his brother Itachi, while Sakura carried out her daily task of stalking Sasuke. Knowing that Kiba would try to get her to break up with her boyfriend and go out with him, Hinata refused to go home. Kurenai, Kakashi, and Shino went home to do their usual activities after the others had left. Soon after, Naruto gave Haku a tour of Konoha, showing her the sights of his hometown. Haku saw the looks directed at him and vaguely recalled the expression on her father's face when he learned of her controlling ancestry. Knowing that he was despised for something over which he had no control, she mentally noted that she should ask him about it. Thus, until a month went by, things were comparatively calm. A month later, Naruto was reading a book of poetry when Sasuke glared at him after Team 7 had completed a mission. Damn it, there are tons of guys like Naruto and that Haku girl out there, yet I am stuck here doing these petty missions, Sasuke said. But aside from that, Naruto must always be stronger than me. Why can't I keep up with him when he doesn't even need to use his dragoon form? Hey, Kasumi. Shan, how is my body adjusting to your yokai? The Uchiha thought to himself. Sakura thought, stupid Naruto, always upstaging my Sasuke-kun with his stupid staff of his. You should be able to handle 2 tails of my power, Kasumi replied. That's it? Naruto asked himself. Naruto-kun, I am the strongest of the 9 Biju, Kasumi remarked. I don't know what will happen if you try to force a change. Naruto thought, sorry, it's just that I want to be ready for any surprises. Your power is my last resort of desperation. You can easily decimate an entire forest with just 2 tails. You are aware of my caution. That is it for today, I have to submit today's mission report, Kakashi said as a hawk circled overhead. Then I am going home, Sasuke declared. Wait, Sasuke-kun, Sakura said. I'm not interested if you're asking for another date, Sasuke said, turning to Sakura. You are the weakest member of the team and not even close to Naruto's or my level, so why don't you go train for once? Naruto looked at Sakura and decided to leave her alone before she decided to let her anger out on him. Sakura, he said softly as Sakura was downcast. Oh, Konohamaru, you can come out of the box that you call a rock. The Jinchuriki closed his book. Konohamaru and his friends Moegi and Udon emerged from the box, coughing from the gunpowder. Hi, boss. When Konohamaru accused Naruto of tripping him, Naruto pointed out his scarf and said he was nowhere near the boy, but Konohamaru ignored him. This is how Naruto first met Konohamaru and his friends. At one point, Konohamaru was doing sneak attacks on the Hokage very badly until the boy tripped on his absurdly long scarf. After Naruto left the Hokage's office, Konohamaru followed and pleaded with Naruto to teach him, but the same thing happened again after Naruto told him to attack him. Knowing that his mentor was a secret pervert, Konohamaru used the Henge no Jutsu to transform into a nude girl. Naruto consented and taught him the Henge no Jutsu. Naturally, his teacher Ebisu arrived to stop Naruto because he still believed he was the Kyuubi brat. After seeing Ebisu's reaction, Naruto combined the Henge no Jutsu with the Kage Bunshin no Jutsu to resemble Kasumi's nude form, causing Ebisu to explode into the air with a nosebleed. Konohamaru then acknowledged Naruto as a rival and promised to defeat him in the future. In a cheerful tone, Naruto said, Hey, Konohamaru, Udon, Moegi. Hey, Naruto, would you like to join us in a game of ninja? Konohamaru said. Naruto replied, Well, I was going to train, but I need to have some fun once in a while. Where is Hinata? Chan? Asked Moegi. She is probably at home, Naruto remarked. Why would a ninja play ninja? Sakura asked. Oh, Sakura, Naruto said, turning to face her, I thought you went home. Hey, Naruto, who is this? Konohamaru said. The Jinchuriki responded, that is my teammate, you guys, we better go, she is not in the best of moods right now. With a raised eyebrow, Konohamaru said, is she having PMS? No, said Naruto, she is udsing. Then Udon said, what is it? Uchiha deprivation syndrome, was Naruto's response. Fangirls are most likely to have it. You see, the fangirl becomes depressed after being turned down for a date with the Uchiha. Anger, fist clenching, critiquing everything in sight, and possibly severely beating anyone in their path are symptoms. Look, Haruno, it is the truth. You have no purpose in life other than to get Sasuke to be your boyfriend when he is obviously not interested in you at all. Sakura cracked her knuckles and attempted to punch Naruto, but he caught it and gave her a cold, green look. Instead of being a damsel in distress, how about you concentrate on being a true shinobi? He said icily. Sakura shuddered when she saw a dragon and a fox behind him, poised to judge her soul. Naruto released her fist and left with Konohamaru and his companions. They turned the corner and saw two unnamed ninja walking in the other direction. Says Naruto, hello there. The pair paused before him, a girl with blonde hair pulled back into 4 pigtails and a big fan strapped to her back, and a boy in a suit with cat-like ears and purple markings on his face. The young woman said, hello. Are you two here for the Chunin exams? Asked Naruto. Chunin exams? Udon said. The Chunin exams are a set of tests for registered genin to advance to the rank of Chunin, the boy explained. Effectiveness, leadership, and prompt decision making are required of the genin in question. I wonder if our sensei will allow us to take the exams, Naruto remarked. Could you tell me 2 names? The child replied, I'm Sabaku no Tamari and this is my younger brother Kankuro. I'm Naruto Uzumaki. It's nice to meet you both, Naruto said. Would you mind inviting your friend to join you? Sasuke, feel free to join as well. How did you know I was there? Sasuke asked, descending with a gourd strapped to his back and a redhead with teal eyes encircled by black eye shadow or a sign of sleep deprivation. Naruto replied, Sasuke, you have been following me for the past month, trying to figure out my training strategy for the past 3 weeks now. I can recognize your chakra signature anywhere in a 1-mile radius and the reason I detected that guy was the bloodlust that he was giving off. You two, what are your names? Said the redhead. Smiling, Sasuke said, Uchiha Sasuke. Naruto Uzumaki, could you please lessen your desire to kill? Naruto said. My friends are getting scared of you. Fearful of the redhead's intentions, Konohamaru and his friends hid behind Naruto. I'm Sabaku no Gaara. I will look forward to seeing you two in the exams. According to Naruto, likewise if we are in the exams. Tamari, Kankuro, let's go, Gaara said. Naruto was thinking, so he is the leader of the group. It seems that we have to be careful of him. I have a bad feeling about this. You all know why you are here. The Chunin exams are upon us again, the Sandaime said in the Hokage's office. Well, Genma said, how long? They will start in exactly 1 week from today, the Hokage replied. So who will be nominated? Sarutobi inquired. According to Kakashi, Kakashi Hitaki, sensei of Team 7, consisting of Sasuke Uchiha, Sakura Haruno and Naruto Uzumaki recommend all 3 for the Chunin exams. According to Kurenai, Kurenai Yuhi, sensei of Team 8, consisting of Shino Aburame, Hinata Hyuga and Kiba Inuzuka recommend all 3 of them to take the Chunin exams. Asuma Sarutobi, sensei of Team 10, consisting of Ino Yamanaka, Shikamaru Nara and Choji Akamichi recommend all 3 of them for the Chunin exams. Suddenly Iruka said, Lord Hokage, if I may speak, I know most of the students that were called were once my own. I don't believe that they are ready for the exams, it is too soon. Kakashi responded to the Chunin, we understand your feelings, Iruka, but that decision is not up to you. They have gotten stronger than you last saw them, they are ready and it will be a good challenge for them. Alright, said Sarutobi, the rookie 9 will be entering the Chunin exams. Please give them your slips and inform them that the exams will take place in room 319 on the 3rd floor of the academy. Rejected. When Kakashi handed them their slips the following day, Sakura, Sasuke, and Naruto were taken aback, thrilled, and a little anxious. While thinking, that guy, Gaara, he is very dangerous and something tells me that it involves him and his nature as a Jinchuriki. The Kyuubi Jinchuriki's thoughts strayed to Gaara. I have to enter the exams to find out more information. He signed the form and left it there before going to bed. He woke up the following morning, dressed, and took his retractable staff and a scroll containing food, medicine, and additional weapons. He left the apartment and went to the academy, where he was surprised to see Sakura and Sasuke. Personally, he had assumed she wouldn't be there at all. The entrance to the exams was blocked by 2 genin, and most of the genin attempted to enter but were knocked back to the ground as they entered, causing a commotion in front of the crowd. Sasuke sneered, "For someone who failed the exam, you sure know how to put genjutsu up very well." One of the genin guarding the door said, "Hey, we are saving your asses from the Chunin exams. We know what it's like since we failed in 3 times. I have business on the 3rd floor, so drop it." He breathed a sigh of relief. The genjutsu was to fool the genin who couldn't see through it and rule out the weaklings, but now, Sasuke, you just made it harder for all of us. Sasuke was attacked by the disguised Katetsu, and the Uchiha kicked back, but a bowl-haired child stood in the way of their kicks and stopped it. The green spandex-wearing child was then knocked upside down by a bun-haired girl wearing green pants and a pink Chinese-style shirt. "Lee, I thought we agree on not revealing our skills," she said. "But Tenten," said Lee. Tenten followed his eyes as he turned to Sakura and saw Sasuke and Naruto. The bowl-haired boy and his teammates went up to them and said, "Hello, I'm Rock Lee. Would you like to go out on a date with me? I'll give my life to keep you safe." Lee uttered those words. Sakura exclaimed, "No way. You're definitely not my kind of person." A new voice then called out, "Hey, you with the scowl." When Sasuke turned around, he saw a smug-looking Hyuga. "What is your name?" "Uchiha Sasuke," said Sasuke. "Neji Hyuga," was the Hyuga's response. "I'm excited to see you at the tests. Tenten, let's go, Lee." Tenten glanced at Naruto and said, "Hold on, Neji, is that a retractable staff?" "Yeah, it is." "Are you?" "I specialize in weapons, Tenten. You have a very special weapon, and I'd love to see how you use it in combat," she said. Naruto responded, "Well, it looks like you will maybe get that chance, Tenten. My name is Naruto Uzumaki." His first thought upon seeing the Hyuga was, that must be Neji Hyuga, Hinata-chan's cousin. When Neji scowled at him, Naruto turned to face him and questioned, "Neji-san, what's up with the scowl? How did you come to know me? Your cousin Hinata happens to be my girlfriend and she told me about you. She has nothing but respect for you, but she believes that you should lighten up a bit with that fade stick shoved up your ass. Matter of fact, most of the Hyuga clan does seem to have a stick up their asses." Neji's scowl grew louder, but this is a warning, considering she told me about your strained relationship with her in the main branch. If you attempt to kill Hinata in these exams, I will make sure that you will never walk let alone fight again. His eyes, was he serious? "No, I'm a genius. Plus it is his fate to be a loser and failure in life." Neji retreated as Team 7 went upstairs, followed by Lee and Tenten, who trailed Neji by a few feet. Despite this, Neji couldn't get rid of the thought that Naruto would follow through on his promise. Lee called down to Sasuke as soon as Team 7 started to ascend the stairs, saying, "Sasuke Uchiha, I challenge you to a duel." "Sasuke," Naruto remarked, "we have no time for this." Says Sasuke. "I have plenty of time to beat this freak." "Never underestimate your opponent," Naruto advised Sasuke. Sasuke ignored him, and Naruto sighed, "Fine, but don't say I didn't warn you at all." Lee's superior speed undoubtedly won the battle, but Sasuke was able to use his Sharingan, and the Uchiha had a smug grin on his face as they got close to the doors. Kakashi remarked, "So, Sakura did come after all. What are you saying?" she inquired with her sensei. "If you or your teammates came without each other, then I would have to bar you guys from the exams." "Why did you tell us this sooner?" asked Naruto. As he moved away from the doors and Team 7 entered to face the ogling of rookie and seasoned genin from every village, Kakashi remarked, "Because teamwork is essential in these battles that you will face, now good luck and be careful." Another of his fangirls, Ino Yamanaka, who belonged to a clan that specialized in mind-affecting jutsu and was the best interrogators in Konoha, soon glomped on Sasuke. Sakura yelled at her, and the two began their usual feud, until Team 8 arrived with Kiba to announce their arrival. Kiba greeted his girlfriend with a frown at the Jinchuriki, saying, "Ohio, Hinata-chan." "Ohio, Naruto-kun." Then a ninja with silver hair and glasses approached and exclaimed, "You guys are such a loud bunch. You are all rookies, I suppose. May I ask who are you?" said Naruto. Sakura said, "You seem to know about this exam." The boy said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm Yakushi Kabuto." Kabuto responded, "No, this is my 7th time. The exams are held twice a year. Is this your 2nd time?" "Wow," Kiba remarked, "you suck." Kabuto responded, "You're right, but I managed to obtain all this information on the Chunin exams in my ninja info cards. Do you have information on individuals? Sasuke inquired. According to Kabuto, why yes. I want information on Rock Lee and Sabaku no Gaara, the Uchiha said. Kiba smiled as he thought, I bet his record is humiliating and then Hinata will go out with me. I want information on Naruto Uzumaki. Rock Lee has accomplished 20D rank and 11C rank missions, and his taijutsu is incredible, but his ninjutsu and genjutsu are non-existent, Kabuto said, drawing out 3 cards. Although his skills are unknown, Sabaku no Gaara is said to have returned from every mission unscathed. He has completed 14C rank and 1B rank. Finally, Naruto Uzumaki has finished 2A rank and 24D rank missions. Wait, that is wrong, we only did 1, Sakura remarked. Oh, you didn't know, Kabuto explained. He just so happened to stop a Chunin, Mizuki Fugawa, from killing Iruka Amino and stealing the scroll of sealing. He has reasonably good taijutsu, kenjutsu, and ninjutsu stats. Now, Iwa, Aim, Kiri, Suna, and Kusa are the ones you should be on the lookout for, Kabuto stated. Dosu whispered, did you hear that? Otto is a new village, so they pose no threat. We're insignificant, he said. Really? Zaku asked. Do you think we should discipline him? After Kin nodded, the Otto team moved through the crowd. Zaku threw a shuriken into the air, Kabuto ducked, and Dosu emerged in front of him, flashing his melody arm. Dosu was about to swipe at Kabuto when Naruto snubbed it off with his arm, saying icily, enough, save your energy for later. Dosu said, sorry, I guess we were a little excited. The door then flew open, revealing Ibiki and a group of Chunin proctors. Ibiki said, Oi, Otto, there is no fighting in this room unless I say so or I will make sure you get escorted out of this room. Ibiki yelled, all right, you sons of bitches, get your asses up here and pick a number. Wow, muttered Naruto, this guy is either riled up or pissed off at something. Naruto found himself seated next to his girlfriend and a random genin after the genins went and pulled out numbers to determine their seating arrangements one by one. Well, this is pleasant, I get to sit by Hina-chan. He muttered, whispering the final part. Hinata blushed when she heard the first line. Nice to see you too, Naru.kun. Ibiki narrowed his eyes and said, Oi, lovebirds, no love fest. Naruto responded, flipping the bird, you are just mad because you're not getting some with somebody. Boresomely, Naruto remarked, oh, give it a shot and see what happens. As the Kyuubi brat fought back insults and words against Ibiki Morino, the mind sadist, the Chunin and Genin went pale with fear. Ibiki then grinned and said, you're interesting, kid. Here are the rules. I like you. There are 10 questions on this written exam. Each of you begins with 10 points. If you miss one, you will have 9, and so on. You will lose 2 points if you cheat. Additionally, this is a team test to see how many points your team can maintain up to 30. You have precisely 1 hour to finish the test, so get started. The sound of papers rustling and people resolutely working to answer the questions broke the silence. Sneaky bastard, he wants us to cheat, the person said. When Naruto noticed Hinata using her Byakugan covertly, he thought, first, he scared the genin into answering the questions carefully, covering up the fact that you only lose 2 points for cheating. Hey, are you done? He whispered. Knowing that Ibiki and the proctors were looking, Hinata nodded slightly, and Naruto took her paper and copied it. When he was done, the Jinchuriki grinned at Ibiki, who grinned back, saying, that son of a bitch. He saw through that and made the test requirement. You mean to make fun of me? Ibiki purposely threw one close to Naruto's head, but the Jinchuriki didn't move an inch as it passed and embedded itself into a genin's test slightly behind him. Before long, everyone was surreptitiously cheating for answers, but some were caught by Ibiki or one of the proctors thanks to a thrown kunai. You failed, number 38, numbers 74, 29, you failed as well, yelled one of the proctors. After a few minutes, Ibiki declared, all right, the allotted time has passed. We will now start the 10th question, but there are some additional guidelines for this one. You are free to accept or reject the rules. An AIM ninja yelled, what if we decline? What if we refuse to answer the question? The proctor laughed menacingly, but if you answer this question incorrectly, you will never be able to take the Chunin exam ever again. Akunoichi yelled, that is some bullshit. Ibiki responded, easy, you failed along with your teammates. A random genin shouted, then of course we will take the question. She flinched in terror as Ibiki turned to face her and said, you have a problem with it, and then you can leave. Does anyone else wish to depart? Not a single person moved an inch. Ibiki smiled and said, for everybody else that is here, passes. What? Was yelled loudly, breaking the tense atmosphere in the room. What about the 10th question? Sakura inquired. Temari exclaimed, so what about the other 9? What was their purpose? Ibiki smiled and replied, your choice to take the question was the 10th question. Those were not questions for a genin to answer unless you were a genius, so we had 2 or more Chunins located near you to help up out, stated the leader of torture and interrogation. Poor cheaters didn't succeed. Sasuke pondered, the after effects of torture. Ibiki decided to take this opportunity to lift his bandana, exposing his scarred hand, which was full of burns and screw holes. Because, at times, information is more important than life, and people will risk everything to get it. There is no guarantee that the information will be accurate if the enemy notices you, Ibiki said, pulling his bandana back. For both your country and your teammates, information can be a very effective weapon. Temari remarked, Demo, I don't understand the final question. The 10th question is based on a decision, a leap of faith that could make or break you, Ibiki sighed. The requirements for a Chunin are the capacity to endure any adversity and danger. I therefore wish you all luck. To his surprise, Ibiki returned Naruto's smirk, thinking, interesting kid. Then, he noticed movement at the window and saw a banner thrown into the room, which unrolled to reveal a woman wearing a long, sleeved beige trench coat and a fishnet. You guys shouldn't start celebrating so soon, she yelled. I am the second examiner of the exam, now let's go. The sexy mistress, Anko Midarashi, was embroidered on the banner. From behind the banner, Ibiki said, Anko, you're early, again. You left 70. 8 genin pass, Ibiki, shot back Anko. Your exam is far too simple. In a humble manner, Ibiki stated, there are some interesting ones this year. She grumbled, hey, whatever, my test will cut them at least down to half. Half, Sakura thought. Ah, I am getting excited. Everyone, follow me to the second phase of the exams, said the promiscuous woman. There was a circular fence with gates around the edges and a sign that read, forbidden. Only Chunin and Jonin allowed. Anko led the genin to a training ground. The Tokubetsu Jonin turned to them and greeted them as they entered training ground number 44, the second part of their exam. It also goes by the name of the Forest of Death in Konoha. It doesn't really look like much to me, said Naruto. You are a spirited one, Anko said with a smile as she fixed him on him. The Jinchuriki knew at once that she was going to try something, and the proctor swiftly withdrew a concealed kunai from her sleeve and threw it at Naruto's head. Anko appeared behind Naruto with a kunai at his neck, saying, ah, you didn't get cut. But all of the spirited ones are the ones that are killed first, spilling that red blood that I love so much. Naruto cocked his head to the side to completely avoid it, and the knife embedded itself in the ground after severing a strand of Akusa Genin's hair. Yeah, it is a real bad idea for people to creep up behind me like that. I have a tendency to kill them when they do that. The Kusa Genin then turned with another kunai in her hand and used her tongue to return her weapon. I apologize, I just wanted to return your kunai, the Genin said. My blood is racing with excitement after witnessing you in action, and it cut my priceless hair. Fearfully, Hinata thought, Naruto.kun, why is this examiner acting this way? And that Kusa girl too, Sakura thought, this is bad. It appears that some bloodthirsty people took this test. Anko grinned and said, hee hee hee. This should be fun. Naruto pondered, you are the bloodthirsty one. Well, then before we start the exam, you have to sign these papers. There will be deaths in this one and if you don't sign these, it will be my responsibility, Anko said after gathering her courage. After I finish explaining the test, you can sign them. Each team will then register at the booth behind me. She said, simply put. You will attempt the ultimate survival, and Naruto passed out the waiver forms she had given him. I'll start by describing the area. There are precisely 4 gates, a forest, a river, and a tower in the middle. Every gate is precisely 10 kilometers apart. You will be required to finish a specific task during the survival in this area. You will engage in a no-rules scroll battle using your available weapons and jutsu. Heaven and Earth are the 2 scrolls that you will battle over. Half of the 26 teams will receive Heaven, while the other half will receive Earth. You must use both scrolls to get to the tower in order to pass this test. Sakura murmured, so half of the teams will definitely fail because of this requirement. According to Anko, there also is a time limit. The test will last for 120 hours, which is about 5 days. Loudly, Ino objected, 5 days? How about food? Shoji asked. You are on your own. The forest is full of food. You just need to be on the lookout for man-eating beasts, poisonous plants, poisonous insects, etc., and it is unlikely that 13 teams will pass, Anko said. You won't get much sleep as the days go by because there is less time for rest and a greater distance to the objective. In addition, the area is teeming with enemies. Thus, you can fail due to the course's harshness in addition to losing the scroll. She grinned and said, let's start by discussing who will be disqualified. Those who fail to arrive at the tower within the allotted 120 hours. Those who lose a teammate or have a teammate killed come in second. Don't sign those papers if you plan to be a pussy because there is typically no way to quit in the middle of the exam. You cannot look inside the scroll until you reach the tower, and you will spend 5 days in the forest. What if you do? Shikamaru inquired. Why ruin the surprise when you can risk finding out yourself? Anko said. To gauge your credibility, Chunin are asked to handle classified material. That's all. Choose a gate to prepare for the start after exchanging your 3 forms for your scroll. While Anko was explaining the rules, Naruto immediately signed his. Oh, and a final word of advice, just don't die. At that moment, a random Chunin emerged from the tarp to announce that it was time to pass the scrolls to the teams. I see, Uchiha thought as he watched the teams go to retrieve their scrolls. So you can't tell which team gets which scroll or who on the team is carrying the scroll. Just as Ibiki stated, we will be putting our lives in danger to gather information in this test. Everyone is determined and an enemy, and there will be murders. The genin teams were soon positioned at various gates to pass through, and Anko remarked, everyone, follow an instructor and go to your gates. We will begin the second phase in 30 minutes. Anko glanced around, thinking, looks like the meaning of the signing that form has sunk it. After half an hour, Anko announced the start, and the genin rushed through their gates. A group of people wearing matching spandex suits watched Team 8 from somewhere in the forest. So basically everyone is headed to the tower, right? Kiba said. Then it would be best to set traps close by. Akamaru barked softly, and Kiba responded. So they're already here, Where? Akamaru turned his head upward and to the left. Hey, kids just standing there out in the open, remarked one of the spandex Konoha ninja. Do they wish to be discovered? It appears that they have detected us, but they are unsure of our precise location. He began to tremble suddenly, and one of his teammates remarked, Hey, what's wrong? You are turning blue. What the hell is that? He asked, noticing something coming from the back of his shirt. Giant leeches suddenly fell to the ground from the canopy. Konoha jumping leeches will detect all life forms and attack in a group. If you don't stop sucking for 5 minutes, you'll be sent to the next world. Recognizing this and placing traps where the adversary could hide. Down one. The Konoha group screamed loudly as the trap they were in suddenly activated, and Anko heard them and said, well, looks like they started already. Team 7. Sasuke turned to Naruto and said, give me the scroll. You might lose the thing. Naruto sighed and decided there was no point in arguing with him. He pulled out the scroll and attempted to give it to Sasuke, but instead he grabbed Sasuke's kunai and threw it at a nearby bush, causing a rain ninja to materialize in the air. Kaden. Jutsu no Housenka. Sasuke shouted as he spat out small fireballs at the airborne rain nin, but the enemy ninja was able to avoid it by grabbing a nearby branch and pressing his body against the back of the trunk to protect him from the onslaught of flame salvos. Then, however, he turned to find Naruto on his left side, flushed him out, and delivered a vicious back kick and punch to the face, sending him in the direction of Sasuke, who stabbed the ninja in the arm with a kunai. As he left, he swore, damn it, I knew that I should have came alone. In case we get separated again next time, even if it's one of us, don't trust them. This could happen again, Sasuke said. Sakura said, then what do? We make a code word just in case. Listen, assume that they are the enemy no matter what they look like, so listen carefully, I will only say it once. The Uchiha replied, distinguish each other with something that will make us know that it is the real you. The Uchiha decided to activate his Sharingan. Naruto revealed his tattoo by opening his palm, and Sakura, well, humiliatingly enough, decided to disclose the number of ways she could get to the Uchiha compound. The 4 of them were suddenly blown apart by a strong wind. You two can go play somewhere else, I will deal with these 3. Kusa's lone team stood a short distance away from them. Her subordinates nodded and departed from their leader as she laughed sadistically. Concurrently, Naruto stood up and tensed up when he sensed something or someone behind him. The blonde said, what the hell does this forest have to feed you, big guy? As he slowly turned around and noticed a large snake behind him. The snake chose that moment to attack him as he slowly reached into his holster. The kunai hissed in annoyance as the Jinchuriki leapt over it and stabbed it in the head, causing it to attempt to shake the human off. Holding on for dear life, Naruto stabbed another, but this time he covered it with his chakra, causing the kunai to pierce deeper into the victim's skin. This time, the snake slammed its head into the different trees in an attempt at a different strategy. When the snake opened its mouth to hiss in agony, Naruto swiftly leapt off and sank the kunai into its head. He then swiftly launched a kunai with an explosive tag in the snake's mouth, and the tag exploded, killing the creature. Before it keeled over on its side, dead, it started flapping around in agony. Naruto remarked, "A summon. So whoever did that wind jutsu to separate us must be the same person who summoned and sent that snake after me. Finally, I hate snakes." The snake then vanished in a white plume of smoke. In the meantime, Sasuke arrived at his team's location first, followed by the Haruno. Raising his kunai and instantly activating his Sharingan, Sasuke asked, "How many routes can you take to get to the Uchiha compound?" "Approximately 20. 7 routes, one is in construction right now." Sasuke said, "Yep, definitely you, Sakura. Where is Naruto?" "The foe." Kunoichi said, "I have no idea." Then, all of a sudden, Naruto emerged, saying, "Hello, Sakura." Sasuke, the Uchiha, threw a kunai at him right away, saying, "Nice disguise, but the Baka never calls us by our first name and his seal is on the inside of his hand, not the back." As he vanished and the strange Kusa Kunoichi appeared, Naruto grinned and said, "Impressive that you knew your teammate inside and out. This will be more fun than I thought." The Kusa Kunoichi removed her hat. When the smoke cleared, a peculiar-looking woman wearing a headband that identified her as Kusa native was visible. The woman pulled out her earth scroll, confirming Sakura's thoughts. "So, where is that idiot Naruto then? I don't like this, that woman is giving me a creepy feeling." "You want my earth scroll since you have the heaven, right?" the woman asked, protruding her abnormally large tongue and forcing the scroll down her tongue. As Sakura said aloud, "That was utterly disgusting." With her eyeball touched by her finger, the Kusa Kunoichi said in a deep voice, "Now the battle for the scrolls will commence with our lives on the lifeline." Sakura and Sasuke's eyes widened in terror as they witnessed their death unfold before their very eyes. As Sasuke drained his stomach, Sakura dropped to the ground in disbelief. "Was that genjutsu?" "No, that was only killing intent alone. She made us to see an image of death. Who the hell is she?" Sasuke was struggling to look at the Kunoichi. He called out to his teammate to move, but she was still in shock. Damn it, she was too weak to withstand the intent and now she is frozen. "We gotta run or we will die in only a few moments," he thought desperately. Sasuke, holding a kunai, struggled to move, saying, "Come on, just a little bit more. Move." The Kusa Kunoichi laughed cruelly. "Kukakuku. You can't move a single muscle, can you? Funny, I thought this was going to be fun." The Kunoichi threw several kunai at them, leaving the ground covered in blood. The Kunoichi's kunai failed to reach its target. A few feet from where they meet the Kusa Kunoichi, Sasuke put Sakura down and yanked the kunai from his thigh. "I guess I will be able to have more fun," the anonymous Kunoichi thought. He overcame the fear with pain. When Sakura woke up, Sasuke thought, "This is bad, we need a plan. Where the hell is the Dobi when I need him? He could be used as a meat shield." Sakura began to say, "Sasuke-kun, are you ALR? MMPH?" But Sasuke's hand clamped over her mouth before she could finish. With a look of panic on his face, Sasuke said, "Shish," as he turned to face the Kusa Kunoichi. Sakura thought, "This is bad if Sasuke-kun is like this." She writhed then, seeing a snake slithering up the branch, ready to attack Sasuke. Sakura was able to warn Sasuke about the snake and yank his hand away. The snake's eyes flashed a picture of the Kusa Kunoichi, and Sasuke jumped away in fear. Sasuke yelled, "No, get away from me," and killed the snake by throwing multiple kunai and shuriken. "You guys shouldn't let your guard down, after all. Prey always do their best when they are threatened by a predator," said Sakura and Sasuke as the Kunoichi unexpectedly emerged from the dead snake's body. She stepped out from behind Sasuke, took his scroll to burn, and then kicked him and Sakura away. She then continued to ascend the tree like a snake until a lone kunai stopped her. "For a genin, you seem to be more bloodthirsty than the others, primarily close to the level of Gaara's own." Naruto spoke from above, "Unless, you are not a genin." She reached up to rip the flesh off her face, revealing that she was indeed a he, and the Kunoichi laughed. He had yellow cat eyes with purple markings beneath them, and his skin was pasty white. "You are very smart to figure that out, Naruto-kun. Orochimaru, what the hell are you doing here? Isn't it obvious? I am here to test Sasuke-kun's strength, and if he is worthy, I will offer him power. After all, he wants to defeat his brother." Orochimaru ducked the thrust but was struck in the side by Naruto's spear swing after he pulled out his staff and made the spear point appear. Sorry, but I believe that your ambition with Uchiha-san will end here. Harpoon, Naruto said. As he used one hand to protect himself from Naruto's blows, Orochimaru swiftly spat out Kusanagi to play with him as Naruto pursued him. Orochimaru yelled, "Ninpo! Senichashu!" and knocked Naruto aside with the butt of his GN after he overextended himself. 3 black comma marks appeared close to Naruto's neck when Orochimaru bit his prize on the shoulder while he was preoccupied with the snakes. Sakura yelled, "Sasuke! What did you do to him?" As he slowly sank into the ground, the snake Sanin remarked, "Simply put, I gave him a taste of power. When he craves for more, Sasuke-kun will seek me out for power. That I am sure of." Sakura was powerless to stop Sasuke from screaming in agony, so she gave him a tight hug until the Uchiha passed out. Sakura gave a stiff nod and departed with Sasuke on her back and Naruto in front of her to a new location after Naruto hurried over to her and said, "Haruno-san, we need to move, no doubt that someone has heard the battle along with Sasuke's screams." Hollow Tree. How is he? Naruto asked his conscious teammate as he sat outside, on guard against any trouble. He has a huge fever. Just what did that Orochimaru guy do to Sasuke-kun? No idea, but he wants something from him. I mean, he could have killed us, even with me in my dragoon form. He obviously wants Sasuke to continue when he left us alone and we still have our scroll. Actually, earlier, he burned it in his hand just before he showed up. Naruto glanced at her. You think that I would have given that scroll up so easily? I made a quick duplicate before we start and gave that one to him just to shut him up since I had a good look at what the scrolls looked like on the outside. So we still have it? Asked Sakura. Yeah, now get some rest, I will keep watch. With a silent nod, the pink-haired girl fell asleep while Naruto meditated, his body dozing and his mind awake. One of the sound nin told his teammates, "There they are. Let's get them." No, something isn't right with that blonde kid. Look at him. He is out in the open like a sitting duck. All the more reason for him to be taken down. He looks quite stupid anyway, the lanky black-haired ninja said, turning to face his heavily bandaged teammate. Or quite smart, he looks alert. He is probably in a meditative state. We will have to wait until he wakes up and leaves the area to get to Uchiha Sasuke, said a kunoichi with black hair. The sound trio decided to hold off until morning, at which point Naruto woke up and checked on Sasuke, noting that his fever had decreased a little. He said, "Sorry, my little friend, but I have to give you a little scare." He threw a kunai in front of the adorable squirrel as it approached him and watched it dart away. He said, "You 3, you can come out now," and pulled out his retractable staff. "See?" said the bandaged member of the sound trio as they emerged into the open. "I told you that he was smart." The gaunt teenager shot back, "Shut up, Dosu. Excuse me, but may I ask your names?" The tall ninja replied, "I am Zaku Abumi. These are my teammates, Dosu Kinuta and Kinsuchi, also known as your executioners. We're here to fight Sasuke Uchiha, so wake him up now." "Sorry, but I will have to fail to acquiesce to your request. It appears that your master Orochimaru has done something to my teammate." The sound trio reacted with disbelief. Jinchuriki went on, "Judging by your reactions, you were not informed of this change in plans, which means that your master just sees you as pawns to be sacrificed to get a special piece. I don't believe you. Tell me, are there others with a cursed seal on their neck in your village? If so, you must know how strong they are along with that power, and I guess that Sasuke has a pretty good chance of dying by that seal." Naruto concluded. "I am tired of your babbling, Zankuha, Fuden. K's no Tate." "Interesting," Naruto said as a dome of wind deflected Zaku's attack. Sakura called out from the hollow tree, "Naruto, what is going on?" Naruto called back to her, saying, "Haruno-san. Stay right where you are, I will handle this." Zaku, why you, began to charge, but Dosu interrupted, saying, "Zaku, wait, he hasn't moved an inch from his spot, which means that he is hiding something." As Dosu knelt at the edge to expose a covering, Naruto frowned and uttered the words, "A trap is useless when it is noticed." As he cut a wire behind him, releasing a senbon launcher where Dosu had unlocked his trap and several of them lodged in his chest, Naruto remarked, "Yeah, but like you said earlier, I am smart. A trap is useless when it is seen, but it is useful when it comes down to a trap hidden within a trap." Dosu yanked them out and said, "Why you?" His body suddenly became rigid, and he fell to the ground, thinking, "W. What? My B. Body, I can't F. Feel my chakra, or M. Move." As he switched his staff into spear mode, Naruto remarked, "I can't have you using that amplifier gauntlet of yours. Plus the poison in some of the senbon disrupts your chakra and the other few locks your muscles, leaving you weak and defenseless. Zaku raised his hands at Naruto and yelled, "You will pay for that. Take this, Zankyukua." A huge blast of air pressure blasted towards Team 7, and Zaku sneered, "And that takes care of that." "You think so, huh?" After using his wings to deflect Sakura's and the sleeping Sasuke's attack, Zaku and Kin were startled to see a winged Naruto standing in front of them with his back to them. Kin yelled, "What the hell are you?" Ever-changing as the wind, Naruto Uzumaki, the Jade Dragoon. Before launching himself at Zaku and carrying him into the air with him, he transformed his spear into two swords while hovering in midair. Then, as Naruto sliced through Zaku as he went by, he found himself suspended in midair. The loud cry of "Konoha Senpu" sent Kin flying when she decided to claim the objective by approaching the fallen Sasuke. With the squirrel perched on his shoulder, the green spandex man concluded by saying, "I told you before. I will protect you with my life, Sakura-chan." As Sakura looked up and exclaimed, "Lee-san." As she charged, Kin threw senbon at him, saying, "Out of the way, freak." In response, Lee pulled out a kunai to block them and punched her in the stomach before putting it in his holster. "Sorry, but that is not happening," Lee said. At that moment, Naruto pointed one of his swords at Zaku's throat and said, "Do you surrender? Oh, by the way, your friend over there will not be able to get his chakra back for about 2 hours." Zaku finally collapsed to the ground, moaning in agony. "All right," Zaku said, clenching his teeth. "Good." Naruto reassembled his staff and started to leave, but accidentally knocked Zaku unconscious with its butt. "I will leave you along with your life intact," he said, putting the retractable staff back in his pouch before approaching a furious Dosu to retrieve the scroll. "Well, aren't we lucky? We got an Earth Scroll, now we get out of this forsaken forest." Naruto turned to see that Sasuke was the source of the menacing purple chakra that suddenly burst through the sky. On the left side of his body, black flame marks emerged as his Sharingan came to life. Dosu exclaimed in shock, "So you were right, we were used as pawns. He actually survived." Dosu's fallen form sent Kin, and Naruto explained, "Kin-san, wasn't it? I need you to take your teammates out of here. I have a feeling that my teammate as he is now will not be so nice to you as I have been." Sasuke approached his teammates after Kin nodded and grabbed them to flee, only to find Naruto standing in front of him. "Out of the way, Dobi." The Uchiha responded, "Those three are going to be the test dummies of my new power." "No, they aren't," Naruto muttered as he pushed his retractable staff's button once more. The Uchiha was knocked unconscious when the butt of it struck his solar plexus. "And nor will they ever be," concluded the Jinchuriki. He looked at them and said, "Contact me if you need help. I have a feeling that Orochimaru doesn't approve failure from his pawns." Dosu responded, "Don't worry, we will be joining you after the exams, Naruto-san." As the sound trio departed, Naruto approached Lee and said, "Thanks for helping us out, Lee." The genin grinned broadly and said, "No worries, Naruto. It is my honor to help you out and protect the beautiful Sakura." Lee nodded and departed after bidding Sakura farewell. Naruto said, "You better find your teammates. I am sure that they are worried about you. Well, Tenten-san at least. I am not sure that Neji has a heart to care for others just yet." "Alright, Sakura, let's go to the tower, we got both scrolls." Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. Two clones materialized, and one of them carried the unconscious Uchiha on his back as Sakura, Naruto, and the other clone formed a triangle around him. When Team 7 arrived at the tower a few hours later, a plaque featuring a quotation from Hiruzen Sarutobi was displayed on the wall. Naruto nodded and said, "Yeah, the proctor said not to open them until we reached the tower." He removed the two scrolls and gave one to Sakura. "If you have Earth and Heaven, I think we need to open the scrolls." Naruto said, "Drop them, it is a summoning." After the two genin opened them and discovered the kanji for person, they threw the scrolls into a corner, and their old sensei, Iruka Amino, emerged from the smoke. Iruka said, "Hey, guys, long time no see." Iruka. "Sensei, what are you doing here?" Naruto and Sakura sat down and sighed with relief. "The Chunin were assigned to greet the genin that passed, and luckily, I was assigned to appear before you three. Looks like you have made it early, congratulations, you have passed the second test," they said. But Iruka. "Sensei, what were you going to do to us if we opened the scrolls too early?" After responding, the Chunin turned to face the plaque and said, "I bet that you were wondering about the quote that Sandane Sama had said before, correct? I would have to knock you three out and disqualify you from the exams." They both agreed, and Iruka said, "Earth represents the body and Heaven represents the mind. If you don't have earth, much like you, Sakura, you would have to train your hardest to get stronger, and if you don't have heaven, you have to train your mind. When you have both, then you will be unstoppable. Now I will escort you three to your rooms. When a Chunin finally materialized in front of Naruto after 3 days of rest, he decided to take a stroll around the tower. Uzumaki-san, it is time for you to be escorted and join the remaining genin for the third phase, she said. Naruto said, understood, Chunin-san, and let the female Chunin lead him to the arena, where he observed every genin in line with their team. As was to be expected, Sasuke glared at him, Team Dosu also stared at him, and Hinata smiled at him while Kiba gave him a vile glare. Now we can begin. I would like to welcome you all to the third phase of the Chunin exams and congratulations on passing the second phase. Enko said before reflecting on her words, this year's bunch are impressive. I was actually expecting single digits, and most of these grunts are rookies fresh from the academy. Hinata thought incoherently, the true reason? As Hiruzen stepped forward and said, thank you, Enko-san. Now before we begin the next phase, I would like to inform you all about the true reason of this exam. Tenten took that opportunity to say, wait, just what does that exactly mean? The Hokage went on, to promote companionship between the nations. No, the truth is that this exam is a technical war between our countries, which is the true reason. The older Sarutobi raised his hat. If we were to simply go back in time, all of the hidden villages would be in disarray and chaos, constant war against each other. In order to preserve the peace, this exam was devised to solve our problem. Kiba yelled with anger, so why are we fighting for? Isn't this damn exam made to decide the rank of Chunin? Hiruzen agreed with him, indeed it is, but it also has a dark side. You all will be risking your lives for your respected village's reputation. If you are weak in front of the ones watching the exam, which are other leaders and influential individuals, your village will lose client. Every daimyo will also be there. Furthermore, it gives a political message to other countries to show their strength. In response, the Inuzuka said, but I still don't understand why do we have to risk our lives in battle for? Merely simple, your country's strength relies on your village's strength, in turn, relies on the shinobis, and the greatest strength of the shinobi is shown at its peak when in danger. This exam is to show off your own strength, which only will have meaning when your life is at risk. This is a battle where all of your dreams and your country's prestige hangs in the balance. A sickly looking Jonin soon followed the Hokage, and he said humbly, pardon me, Hokage. Sama, if I may interrupt, but as the referee of the third phase, I would like to explain the rules if you will allow me to do so. By your leave, Hayate-san. Shikamaru exclaimed, what? Why? As the sickly Jonin turned to face the genin crowd and said, hello, I am Hayate Gecko. Now before we begin, I would like to do something since this is a preliminary round to decide who fights in the main event. Simply because there are too many of you, therefore according to the said rules, we must hold a preliminary round to reduce the number of combatants for the third phase. So for those of you who would like to quit at this moment, please raise your hand. I would like to quit, was said by a hand that rose up after a few tense moments. As he looked at the snake Sennin, disguised as the Ado Jonin, Hayate coughed and said, okay, Kabuto Yakushi, right? You may leave then. The unknown man walked away, concealing his smirk. Looks like my work here is done, since you are here, Orochimaru. Sama. As he left, the spy grinned and remarked, I can't wait to see what power the Uchiha can show with our handicap planted on him. In a low voice, Anko answered, that is Kabuto Yakushi. He was found by the Anbu head doctor at the Battle of Kikyo Pass. The Hokage leaned over to ask, who is he? So he is that child? So no more retiring then? Coughed Hayate. Everyone stayed where they were and the Jonin said, okay, then let's, continue the preliminaries. This preliminary will consist of one-on-one fighting. You will basically fight as if you were in a real-life confrontation. Since we now have an even number, we will conduct 10 matches and obviously the winners will proceed to the third test. Rules: there are no rules. The fight continues until one of you is dead, unconscious, or I declare the winner of the match and the object that controls your destiny is. In her microphone, Anko whispered, open it. An electric scoreboard appeared behind a wooden panel. Coughing, Hayate said, now let's announce the first match. The genin watched expectantly as the scoreboard started to flash through names. The scoreboard abruptly stopped on 2 names. Yoroi Akado versus Uchiha Sasuke. The unexpected choice left Sakura feeling conflicted, saying, no way, right off the bat, Sasuke-kun has to fight. Will everyone leave the stage except for the 2 entrants? Asked Hayate. Are both of you prepared? Sasuke's eye twitched at a surge of pain as they both nodded to one another without looking at one another. The seal is acting up again. Yoroi was thinking, Hey, it seems that Orochimaru Sama's seal still hurts him. With his fist clenched in anticipation, Lee thought, good luck, Sasuke. Neji gave him a serious look and said, a chance to watch his abilities. As Kakashi passed by, he said, Sasuke, I know about the cursed seal, and just so you know, if it activates, I will stop the match. Sasuke thought, shit, I can't use Sharingan or my normal jutsu. Now, said Hayate, start, are you ready? Yoroi asked, making the Tora sign. Yoroi flicked them at the Uchiha, but the Uchiha struck him overhand with his kunai, sending the projectiles back at him. His right hand was glowing with chakra, while his left had reached into his pouch. Sasuke reached in his holster. Yoroi saw the opportunity and moved toward Sasuke when the seal decided to throb and he fell to the ground. He tried to smash Sasuke's head with his right hand, but the Uchiha rolled sideways and slammed the kunai point into the ground. Then, using his feet, he tripped Yoroi and forced him into a wrestling move that threatened to break his arm, but Yoroi's hand grabbed Sasuke's shirt, and Sasuke was quickly losing strength. When he lost his hold on Yoroi's arm, Yoroi elbowed Sasuke in the stomach before flipping over and kneeling. What was that? Sasuke wondered. My strength suddenly. Sakura screamed in alarm as the strange ninja approached the fallen Avenger, and when Sasuke looked up, he saw Yoroi's chakra. Infused hand clamped on his head, and the Uchiha started to feel weaker and weaker. My chakra, Sasuke said. So you finally noticed, it's about time, Yoroi said with a laugh. Yoroi's unique ability is that he can suck chakra, rendering the person useless and weak with a touch of his hand. Orochimaru pondered. You will be forced to break the cursed seal once he has sucked all of your chakra. Now, let its beautiful power loose. Sasuke propped his leg up against Yoroi and said, damn you. After being kicked out, Yoroi skidded off. So, it looks like you still have power left? Sasuke aimed a roundhouse kick at Yoroi, but Yoroi leapt over and landed away from him as he charged again, causing him to dodge his hand swipes. Desperately, Sasuke thought, I'm done for and he'll try to engage me in close combat if he tries to touch me again. How should I proceed? That's all you have, Gaara thought, Uchiha Sasuke. When Sasuke saw Naruto and Lee on the balcony, he thought, that's it, I know what to do. Yoroi rushed toward Sasuke and exclaimed, Uchiha, it's over. When Sasuke used the same move that Lee had used on him, it caught everyone off guard, especially Lee. Naruto growled inwardly, bastard, copying Lee's move without permission. Though from here, it's all original from here, said Sasuke, who emerged behind Yoroi. It's over. The Uchiha jabbed him in the back, and the opposing ninja saw the move and said, Kage Buyu? The marks started to appear all over his body after the seal decided to act out. Damn it, I won't let this thing eat me. The cursed seal is coming back, he thought, forcing it back with his will. Enko thought in disbelief. As Sasuke pushed off of Yoroi's back and kicked Yoroi in the right side, Orochimaru frowned at the situation. Sasuke grimaced and used the momentum of his kick to aim a punch at his exposed left side, but Yoroi blocked it and sneered, not enough. Kakashi remarked, not enough, huh? Yoroi's head snapped downwards, but Sasuke did not relent. Get back here, the Uchiha shouted as he used his right arm to catch his opponent in the chest and moments before Yoroi hit the ground. Sasuke turned to land a kick in the chest as he shouted, there's more. Shishi Renden. Yoroi was rendered unconscious when his head snapped up to cough up blood. As Hayate announced, winner, Uchiha Sasuke. Sasuke slid to the side before coming to a complete stop, and the Uchiha fought to stand up. With exhaustion, Sasuke fell backwards, but Kakashi caught him with his foot. Sakura grinned, he succeeded, yeah, said the Wind Dragoon, but couldn't he have done it without that? I see, Lee thought, so that's your capability. After seeing my method just once, you were only able to replicate a portion of it. It is impossible to master a part of the lotus without the right training, Guy thought, but what a person you are, Sasuke, you will get stronger and stronger. Even with the Sharingan, it takes time to become proficient, and his inventive move makes me think of you, Kakashi. As the screen flashed to reveal the next match, Tenten thought, I wonder which one is stronger, the rookie from last year, Neji Hyuga, and this year's rookie, Sasuke Uchiha. Kakashi said, now let's get that curse sealed up now. Sasuke said, can you wait until the prelims are over? I want to observe the matches. Kakashi said, don't worry, I'm sure your teammates and I will tell you all about them and their techniques. Tenten shunshined away. Will. Cough. Abumi Zaku and. Cough. Aburame Shino please come down. Hayate coughed. Who the hell is this loser? Asked Zaku. Shino slipped down the stairs to the arena in silence, saying, "This will be easier than I thought." "Hajime," yelled Hayate. "It would be best if you forfeited, because if you fight here, you will never fight again," Shino said in a monotone to Zaku. "It seems that this one can move a bit, but I only need one arm to kick your weird ass." Zaku's left arm twitched a little and he started to move. He flew at Shino, but the Aburame brought his arm to block his blow. Zaku swore. "Gosh." Zaku shot back. "Shut the fuck up," Shino said, "it is useless. You can't beat me with just one arm. Grab this." Zaku's hand opened to reveal his airhole. Zankuha. Shino rolled on the ground while smoking as the blow struck him squarely in the head. Hee. Zaku smirked and laughed, saying, "Hey, get your ass up." Shino slowly got up and revealed something that Zaku was slightly disturbed. What the Auto Nin saw was that Shino had bugs crawling under his skin, literally. What the? Does he have bugs inside his body? Zaku pondered in his mind. Shino clarified, "They are called Kakaichu bugs. They attack in numbers, and they consume chakra," after he heard a plethora of noises behind him and turned to see an army of bugs. "As I previously stated, you will never be a ninja again if you allow this many people to get to you." Zaku glared at him for putting him in this situation, saying, "If you don't want that, then you should give up." "You should always save your trump card at the last minute," Shino said, pushing up his shades. "If you decide to attack me with your arm, then the bugs will get you, and if you attack my bugs, I attack you." Zaku swore aloud. Zaku thought as images from his past of the meeting with Orochimaru came into view. I can't continue to fail." Zaku shouted, "Don't mess with me." Zaku pulled his right arm out as he declared in a proud voice, "Hey, you should always have a trump card at the last moment, right?" Kiba cried out, "What? He is also able to use his right arm." Zaku yelled, "Take this," Dosu thought, so it was all an act that his right arm was completely useless. "Hey, good one, Zaku." His arms abruptly collapsed, and one of them hit the floor. Shino appeared behind Zaku as he said, "When I told you to give up, I sent some of them to close your dangerous air holes with their bodies." Zaku stared at it in disbelief as he saw Kakaichu emerge from the air tubes. "That really is a trump card." "You bastard!" Zaku yelled. He punched, but the Aburame ducked and gave Zaku the backhand. "Shosha." "Aburame Shino," said Hayate. Kakashi and Sasuke said, "Don't worry, it will be over soon." Fujihoin. The marking that surrounded Sasuke appeared on his body and encircled the cursed seal when he put his hand on his shoulder. Sasuke collapsed, exhausted and unconscious, saying, "Now that seal depends on your willpower. Sasuke, if your will falters even a moment, that seal will run wild. So you can use sealing jutsu now, huh, Kakashi?" Kakashi's single eye widened. That voice, he turned slowly to face Orochimaru, who said, "You mind handing the boy behind you?" "What do you want with Sasuke?" Kakashi asked. "The same thing that you have implanted in your left eye. You should understand after that," Orochimaru stated. "You will never get Sasuke. I see that one of them did quite a number on you," Kakashi said, adding, "Then I will come for the Uchiha blood." Orochimaru grumbled, "Yes, the Kyuubi boy I underestimated quite a bit, but soon my village, Otto, will become great, but I can't get that without using a couple of pawns." Kakashi responded, "Sasuke is just one of those pawns." Orochimaru responded, "Oh no, Sasuke is a very important piece, but the guys taking the test are also my pawns." "I will kill you, Orochimaru, if you try to get either one," Kakashi said, charging up his rakery. "Whether you are a Sannin or not is irrelevant to me." Orochimaru chuckled and said, "It won't work. Sasuke and Kakashi will eventually approach me to gain power. He is an avenger, after all." The snake Sennin left Kakashi a picture of his head being severed and left. Hayate announced, "Next match is Masumi Tsurugi vs Kankuro, in the arena." "Hey," acknowledged Kankuro, "this will be easy enough." According to Baki, Team Gaara's sensei, "Kankuro, don't get cocky." Tamari muttered, "That idiot is going to get himself killed." Kankuro pretended not to hear him at all and proceeded to the arena, where he faced Yoroi's teammate Masumi, who yelled, "Just throw the match or I'll kill you." "I apologize, but I intend to win this match," Kankuro said. Hayate yelled, "Start." The Konoha spy blocked Kankuro's first punch to Masumi's face with his forearm, but then an odd thing happened. Masumi's arm twisted around Kankuro's arm, shocking him and enabling Masumi to tighten himself all over Kankuro's body. "You see, I can dislocate my bones and turn into rubber because of my bloodline. Now give up the fight or your neck will break." With a smile, Kankuro replied, "Never. Goddammit, I really didn't want to kill him." Masumi's grip tightened until everyone heard Kankuro's neck snap. Then, Konkuro's face began to peel off like ceramic, and he lifted his head and turned it completely around to show that the person Misumi was holding was actually a marionette. "It's my turn now," in Konkuro's voice, the puppet spoke. The arms of the puppet then emerged from the catsuit and encircled Misumi's body. "A puppet," Misumi said, "then where is?" He turned to face the bandages, but something was moving, and a hand emerged to take it off, exposing Konkuro. Astounded, Misumi uttered, "You're a puppet master." The puppet crushed Misumi's bones, causing him to scream in agony before passing out, and Konkuro clenched his fist, saying, "That is correct, and now I will return the favor, but I won't break your neck, instead I will break everything else." Konkuro remarked, "Like I said before, way too easy." "That was close, I almost called the match too soon," Hayate thought. The board flashed again as Naruto remarked, "This exam has a bunch of interesting people here." Kakashi responded, "You are one to talk, Naruto." Konkuro went back upstairs as the medics arrived and transported Misumi's fractured body to the hospital. Sakura chuckled and said, "Hee, good one," but Kakashi interrupted, saying, "Sakura, this is no time for laughter." "Why?" Naruto pointed his thumb at the board and said, "Because you were fighting Ino." Sakura and Ino stared at the board in shock, and the two kunoichi descended the stairs to face one another. Match 4. Sakura Haruno vs Ino Yamanaka, begin. Ino remarked, "Sakura, I never thought that I would be fighting you so soon," before Sakura removed her headband. W. What? Naruto uttered. Asuma pondered. Those two? Ino is exceptional among the kunoichi, even though she may not look like it. Shikamaru added, "I wonder if she will be able to go all out against Sakura. This is going to get annoying, it seems." "Will Ino be all right?" Shoji inquired. "Yeah," the young Sarutobi thought. "What will you do, Ino?" "At this moment, I don't intend to fight with you over Sasuke-kun," Sakura stated. "What was that? You and Sasuke-kun don't go together anyway, and I am completely stronger than you right now. I don't need to be concerned with you." "Who do you think you're speaking to, Sakura?" "Sakura, you cry. Baby, don't get ahead of yourself." Naruto raised his eyebrows and said, "Sakura is taking this a little bit too far. Ino.san looks very pissed off right now." Kakashi responded, Sakura isn't the type to brag about her strength or hurt others willingly. The main guess is that she wants Ino to take her seriously and don't show any mercy." As the Haruno gazed into Ino Yamanaka's light blue eyes, she thought, "Ino, I always believed what you told me and always hoped it was true. You were my goal, and I am here because of you. I wanted to be like you. That's why I want this to be a full-on brawl, Ino. Unless I truly outperform you, it's pointless." "Why are they behaving so solemnly?" "It's a standoff between the two of them, sort of like your rivalry with Sasuke. They are fighting to see who is stronger and more worthy of winning Sasuke's heart," his brother responded when Naruto asked. Sakura began with a jutsu, and Ino smirked as she removed her headband from her waist and said, "I get it, Sakura, all-out battle." They both tied their headbands onto their foreheads, and Ino thought, "Just a bunshin no jutsu. You think you can beat me with a textbook jutsu like that? This is not the academy graduation exam," the Yamanaka exclaimed. Then she thought, "I can tell which one is the real one if I just look closely. You will be hurting if you think that I am the same cry. Baby Sakura," Sakura said with a smile as she directed chakra to her feet and sped in front of Ino's wide-eyed gaze, causing Ino to lose sight of her and take a punch to the face. "Take it seriously, Ino." As she wiped her cheek, Ino remarked, "As you wish, here I come. I'm glad you said that." It appears that she is making extensive use of the exercise that we learned in Wave. Lee clutched his fist, thinking, "Beautiful movement, Sakura-san," Naruto remarked. "After all, she is the best one on our team when it comes to chakra control." While Sakura and Ino were at a standstill, Naruto remarked, "Although Sakura has gotten a bit stronger with her stamina, Ino has been training as well. They look evenly matched and it is possible that they may beat themselves to a standstill. Sakura is at a disadvantage since she opposes Ino, who possesses the Shintention no Jutsu, the jutsu of her clan." Kakashi stated rationally, "On the plus side, Sakura is quick and can think on her feet almost as fast as you, Naruto. If she manages to trap her, she's done." Naruto said, "Yeah, with the right motivation. Now if only we can make her kick her habit of trying to hit me and stalking Uchiha as well as making Uchiha less demanding of others." Kakashi responded, "Beggars can't be choosers." After 10 minutes, when they were still fighting, Ino yelled, "You can't possibly be with me at all." Hotly, Sakura shot back, "Hey, of course. How could I possibly care about looking attractive and growing out my hair? You had better stop treating me rudely." "What a fool," Shikamaru reprimanded, I don't know what she's going to do if you let that trash talk get to you. I don't like that, Ino, Choji said frightfully, and Ino took her kunai and chopped off her ponytail while Sakura laughed. So simple. The Yamanaka threw her hair to the ground and declared, I don't need this. I'm going to end this now, and I'll make you say, give up, out loud themselves. That gesture with the hand? Shikamaru stared at Ino in disbelief. Choji said, it can't be. I can sympathize with your desperation, but that is useless, said Sakura. Ino answered, Bah, we will see about that. Shintenshin no Jutsu, a jutsu known only to the Yamanaka clan. By using your spiritual energy and projecting at an opponent, you can take control over their body for a few minutes, but the downside is that spiritual projection moves at a slow pace, and if you miss, your body will be an inanimate doll for a few minutes, leaving you vulnerable. So what? Only when we try will we know. The air fell silent abruptly, and Sakura shifted to the side as Ino yelled, Ninpo. Shintenshin no Jutsu. Both bodies stopped and their heads hung in the air as Shikamaru asked himself, which one? The girl attempted to move, but she was caught in Ino's hair when Sakura said, too bad, Ino. You fell for it, Sakura, it was all an act. This is a special rope using my hair and chakra. I'm going to end this duel now since you're immobile. Ninpo. Shintenshin no Jutsu. With Ino's psyche suppressing Sakura's this time, Sakura raised her hand and said, I, Haruno Sakura, would like to. Naruto yelled, it's unbelievable. What the hell is he doing? Ino asked, glancing at Naruto. No wonder Sasuke will never love you at all. You suck as a kunoichi and he doesn't tolerate weak kunoichi. Sakura, something that you are if you lose to this one. Ino thought, it is all useless. She can't hear you at all. I won this match. Then she experienced a chill. What? This feeling. Geez, Naruto is so annoying, but he is right. I can't lose here. There is too much at stake here. What? Sakura. Ino. Sakura gripped her head and thought, no way, Hayate said. Hey, what's the matter? Would you like to forfeit? Sakura took charge and yelled, I'll forfeit like the devil. The proctor asked himself, who is in charge now? No way? Ino thought. My jutsu didn't work, Ino, if you don't get the hell out of my body. I swear to Kami you will be sorry, Shikamaru said after the inner Sakura seized her and started to squeeze her. What's the matter with Ino? The two opponents came back to life, gasping for air, as Ino released the jutsu. You have two minds, what are you? Don't you know that women need to be tough to survive or they won't be making out in the real world? Ino asked, to which her opponent responded. Soon, thinking, this is the end. The two stood up for a final blow and charged at one another. After the two skidded away from one another after the punches knocked off their headbands, Hayate waited for them to stand up before declaring, the fourth match will be a double knockout because neither fighter advances. Looks like even Sakura has gotten a little stronger as well. Many things have happened, but I am glad that I entered them in the Chunin exams, Kakashi was thinking to himself. When the board flashed to reveal Tenten and Temari as the new fighters, the Konoha girl grinned confidently at being in the finals and walked down the stairs to confront Temari, who was grinning back at her. Are the contestants ready? Good luck, Tenten, yelled Lee. Neji grumbled, now, the second member of the Sand team, this could be interesting. After receiving confirmation nods from both kunoichis, Hayate sliced off his hand and said, now match 5, Tenten vs Sabaku no Temari, begin. The weapons mistress threw a kunai at the wind mistress, but Temari collected wind. Natured chakra to deflect the blow. Tenten and Temari both leapt back to gain some separation. What? Tenten asked, however, that attack was spot on. She's manipulating the wind, Naruto thought. Bad matchup for Tenten, without a fire jutsu, she has no chance at all of winning. Senpei might lose this one because Tenten fervently aspires to be a weapons specialist and Guy never uses ninjutsu in regard to Lee. This is the first moon, girl, Temari said, unclasping her fan and opening it to reveal a purple moon. The match will end when you see all three. How is she doing that? Tenten gritted her teeth and searched her mind. Even though she doesn't use any hand signals or anything, my attacks are still effective. You are on the second moon, sister, Temari said, after Tenten ran at her and threw kunai in all directions, thinking, this should work. However, the attack failed once more, and Temari swung her fan to blow back Tenten and her weapons. Look, it's over. My style has been shown twice to be effective against your weapons, Temari said. Lee said softly, Tenten, you are not considering employing that method, are you? Tenten unclasped the two scrolls on her hips. Tenten put the two scrolls apart and bit her thumb, drawing blood, thinking, I have no choice, this move should be able to pierce that wind defense of hers, I can't lose here, There is someone that I want to fight here. Well, as they say, the third time is the charm. So sure you, she yelled. Tenten flew up and levitated in the center as the two scrolls burst and twirled around her. She grabbed one of the scrolls in midair and started to flip it around her until it unfurled around her. She then swiped her blood on the markings, causing different weapons to appear. At that moment, Sakura awoke, and Ino exclaimed, "You're awake at last, huh, Sakura?" Her opponent chuckled slightly and said, "PFT, I should be the one who wants to cry, to tie with the likes of you." Sakura looked down with regret. "I lost." "What? Here, by the way, you did make it bloom into a beautiful flower, Sakura," Sakura whispered. "Ino." As Ino handed her headband to Sakura, she smiled and joyfully tied it to hold her hair back. "But next time we fight, you won't come out of it with just being knocked out, and plus, I have absolutely no intention of handing Sasuke-kun over to you," Ino murmured. "I give that line back to you." After exchanging lightning fast looks, they turned away, crossing their arms and pointing their heads in opposite directions. Tenten smirked and returned her hands to her body, and to everyone's surprise, the weapons returned to her after she threw them one by one at Temari, who swung her fan to cause the weapons to blow off course and stab or fall on the ground around her. Kakashi reflected, "Very clever, she used wires to attack to the weapons, clever girl that guy got." Temari swung her fan and yelled, "Ninpo! Kamaitachi no jutsu, sorry, today is not your day, you lose, princess." Once more, the weapons were blown back, trapping Tenten in a wind cyclone where she was sliced by unseen wind blades. "No way," Lee muttered, and then Neji added, "Tenten's weapon attacks were rendered useless." Tenten fell to the ground, and Temari allowed her to land on the blunt end of her fan. "How boring," said Temari. "What's wrong with her?" After Hayate declared her the winner, Temari grinned and tried to throw Tenten away, but Naruto caught her. "The genin from the sand are dangerous this year," Hiruzen thought, before Naruto asked. As he carefully placed Tenten down, Naruto glared at Temari and said, "If you ever do that to another opponent again, I swear, you will not be swinging that fan of yours once I am done shredding your arms apart." Temari said, "Nice catch," but Naruto did not respond. "Those eyes, they are just like Gaara's," Temari thought, flinching visibly. The sand girl scoffed and tried to act calm, but she shivered a little when she felt those icy eyes on his back as she ascended the stairs. The board then flashed to reveal the next fighters, Shikamaru Nara and Kintsuchi, after Hayate had a number of ninjas take Tenten's scrolls and seal her weapons back into them. The slothful genius sighed, "Me, huh?" Once the two opponents were facing each other, Shikamaru said, "Man, this sucks. Plus it is tough fighting against a girl." Kin sneered, "Then I will end it quickly." Shikamaru's blonde teammate cheered, "Don't lose, Shikamaru." Shikamaru thought as he gazed at Kin, "Well, this is quite a predicament. I have no idea what her abilities are, but on the bright side, she doesn't know mine and I only have one jutsu." Shoji thought, "She is sure cheerful," as he looked at her. "Hey, you can start, match 6. Shikamaru Nara vs Kintsuchi," Hayate yelled. "This is all I have. Kageme no jutsu," Shikamaru thought as he created the rat seal. "Whatever that jutsu does, I really don't want to know what he will do," Kin thought as her shadow grew and shot toward her, but she managed to dodge it. "Damn it, Kageme no jutsu," she said, "you are a one-trick pony, aren't you?" He did it again, which may indicate that it is the only jutsu in his arsenal, Kin thought. "I won't have anything to be afraid of if I just keep an eye on your shadow." Shikamaru heard a sound behind them and ducked under them as she launched Senbon at him. He turned momentarily to see bells attached to the end and grinned, saying, "That is an old trick. I'll have to avoid the first one when I react to the sound and fail to notice the second one because you'll throw one with a bell and the other without." "You sure like to talk," Kin said. When the male ninja heard something behind him, he turned to see that there was string attached to the previous bells. This should be easy enough, just avoid the needles. Crap, she was using the string to ring the bells. "It is too late. If I dodge your shadow, there is nothing that you can do," Kin yelled as she hurled her assigned throwing weapons, striking Shikamaru, who fell to the ground. The kunoichi smirked, cruelly, and said, "And now for the coup de grace." Suddenly, as she struggled to understand what was happening, Shikamaru stood up grinning and said, "Kageme no jutsu success." "What are you discussing? Your shadow is nowhere to be seen." "You're still unaware?" As he pulled the senbon from his arm and shoulder, Shikamaru uttered those words. "No way, exactly, moron. There is no way a string that high could cast a shadow. Even though there is a limit, I can freely control my shadow and make it longer or shorter." Fuck it. This wasn't the shadow of the string, she thought, because the shadow is getting fatter and fatter. Yes. Shikamaru pulled a shuriken from his holster and said, I made my shadow really skinny to make it look like it was being cast by the string and attached it to you. Kin followed suit, and she yelled in protest, Are you crazy? We are both stuck in the same motions. If you attack, you will also suffer harm. Tell me something I don't know, you aren't. We'll continue tossing shurikens to test our endurance, Shikamaru said as he launched his throwing star. You fool, Kin said as she released her own. As the shuriken came closer and closer to their head, Kin thought, Bah, he's merely bluffing. Shikamaru remarked, Hey, one down. If you are a shinobi, then you should fight with the knowledge of your surroundings even if we move the same, as she abruptly leaned back, slamming her head against the wall. The shuriken served only as a ruse to conceal your proximity to the wall. Shikamaru Nara is the winner, said Hayate. Well, that other sound nin, me, Hinata, Naruto, Neji, Lee, Choji, and that sand guy are the guys left, Kiba thought. Anyone but him, please. This year's rookies will be fun to fight against, Neji said, looking at Hinata. Now the next match, Hayate said as the scoreboard flashed, revealing the next two names. Naruto Uzumaki and Kiba Inuzuka. Lucky, haha, Akamaru, we can defeat him without a doubt. With his dog barking in agreement, Kiba said. Match 7. Naruto Uzumaki vs Kiba Inuzuka, begin. Hayate said, leave now. Hayate felt that this particular match would be more than just a match. The Inuzuka let out a scream, finally, I get to kick your ass without any repercussions on my part. I will show Hinata my strength and destroy you while proving her wrong. The Jinchuriki gasped with annoyance, Kiba. Regardless if you defeat me or not this day, Hinata will still love whoever she pleases and neither you nor I can ever change that. You are unworthy of her, you are right, I don't. Naruto grinned sorrowfully, but then again, no man does at all. She is the most amazing person that I have ever met and I still can't wrap my head around the fact that she still loves me after the 6 years that passed, the 6 years that I have been gone. Naruto assumed the position of the four gods. I will fight you, Kiba, not only for you to stop looking at Hinata as a possession, but also to show you that life will never be perfect and that you need to open your eyes to the truth that nothing will be given to you on a silver platter. You are acting just like the Uchiha. Kiba yelled, enough speech. Ninpo. Jutsu no Shikyaku. With his limbs coated in chakra, the feral boy squatted on all fours and charged at the Jinchuriki. But Naruto waited until the last second to turn aside and punch Kiba in the ribs twice. As Naruto transitioned into another four gods style, Kiba flew back into the wall and collapsed to the ground in agony. Are you done, Kiba Inuzuka, or do you want more punishment? Don't you dare underestimate me, you pretentious bastard, Kiba yelled as he stood up once more. The Jinchuriki pounded Kiba's body with a series of punches and kicks, sending the Inuzuka flying back after Kiba sent a barrage of furious claw swipes, which Naruto easily avoided before uttering in monotone, Fairy of Sticks. Akamaru, to me. The Inuzuka became enraged and his eyes changed, giving the impression that he was more of a beast than a man. Because of his friend's loyalty, Akamaru was forced to obey him when Kiba yelled angrily. He turned to face Akamaru and said, I commend your loyalty to your brother in arms, Akamaru. But this is a battle between me and him. I will not allow an innocent to be harmed by his friend's idiotic orders. Akamaru lunged at Naruto, who grabbed the dog by the scruff of his neck. Raiden. Hello, Hireishin. The Jinchuriki attempted to hand Akamaru over to Kurenai after he yelled in agony after being shocked unconscious, but Kiba stepped in front of him and said, Stop ignoring me, you damn ass, before he could finish because Naruto struck him in the cheek with a beautiful back fist. He successfully handed the dog to Kurenai and returned to the scene where Kiba was standing, furious. In addition to defeating Akamaru, Naruto also had many aces up his sleeve, but most of his techniques and ninjutsu were limited as a result. Damn you! Kiba cried out in sheer rage as he charged his opponent, Suga. The brash Inuzuka turned in a whirling cyclone of rage and attacked the resident Jinchuriki relentlessly. Naruto did his best to dodge, but because the trajectory of the raging cyclone was unpredictable, Kiba managed to get some hits in, leaving Naruto's legs and chest with deep gashes and lacerations. I'm going to destroy you. This is over. You're going to vanish. Inuzuka's Kinjutsu. Henjyuju Moto. Naruto watched in shock as Kiba knelt down to the ground, his clothes tearing off and his face growing into a muzzle of shaggy, black fur. I'm shouting, Kiba said as he flipped through hand signs, ending with the dog sign. Kiba Inuzuka's eyes turned dark red, and he transformed into a werewolf with black fur. Naruto said, well, this is a problem now. Kiba lifted his head and sounded an ear. shattering howl that sent shockwaves through the arena. How strong is his voice and how loud is his roar? Naruto thought, son of a, as the werewolf abruptly vanished and reappeared in front of him. I will have to be serious about this or I will get killed, the Jinchuriki thought. At that moment, a cloud of dust appeared where Naruto was, and Kiba had already slammed his paw against his head. Naruto. Damn it, I never thought that Kiba would go this far to do something so stupid to just win. That jutsu was forbidden by his own mother for the very reason that he couldn't control that form. Hinata cried out in concern, and Kurenai gritted her teeth. I will have to stop this match before he kills Hinata's boyfriend in the process. Kakashi put a hand on Kiba's shoulder and said, let Naruto handle Kiba, Kurenai-san, before the genjutsu. Focus teacher could speak up or approach Kiba. What? Naruto is the strongest one on my team. He will not let himself lose to a boy with anger management and jealousy issues. After the dust settled, Naruto twirled his retractable staff once more and held it behind him, saying, come on, Mutt, time to get your punishment. Kiba snarled at him in distress as he saw Naruto with blood streaming from his head injury. Kiba charged at the Jinchuriki, who eagerly returned the charge. They engaged in a middle of the field battle, with Kiba's mouth closing around Naruto's bow staff as they fought for control. Eventually, Kiba's monstrous strength overpowered Naruto, bringing him to one knee. Alright, Naruto thought, I'll play ball with the wolf and watch him handle the fox. Let's demonstrate our strength to Kasumi. With a smirk, Kasumi opened her eyes and said, very well, Naruto, here you go. The initial form was used. The Hokage exclaimed, that chakra, there is no mistaking it, it is the Kyuubi's chakra, but when did he learn to harness it so well? As red chakra burst from Naruto's body and his eyes turned a slitted blue. With a loud crack, Naruto swung the bow staff like a bat across the wolf's face, ripping it from Kiba's mouth and sending him flying. You want serious, Kiba? I'll give you serious. Naruto snarled as he tucked the retractable staff away and crouched down to confront the wolf. The Jinchuriki swung his fist before the wolf could kill Naruto, and a burst of energy knocked Kiba into the hand sign statue. The werewolf quickly recovered and punched Naruto, who skillfully caught the fist and slammed his own into the wolf's stomach. Time to end this, tailed beast skill. Demon Tornado. Naruto hurried back to jump up and give the wolf a roundhouse kick to the muzzle as the wolf coughed up spit. He then ran after the wolf and slammed his ugly mug into the concrete ground. With chakra, enforced wind enveloping his body, Naruto spun in a whirlwind and hurled a massive red tornado gift wrapped to Kiba, who was trapped inside it and unable to break free as it sliced deeply into his body and burned his chakra. The wolf gave a feeble growl and his face dropped to the side as he returned to his human form, and the Jinchuriki watched for a moment as Kiba's howls of agony echoed until he snapped his fingers, ending the technique and sending Kiba's body crashing to the ground. Good, you are alive. Your body is broken and burned with my chakra as well as cut, Naruto said as he strode to him calmly and waited a few minutes to check for a pulse. For a few months, Kiba Inuzuka, you won't be able to move, much less be a ninja. I'll give you time to think about this, and then I'll act and kill you the next time, whether you're a Konoha ninja or not. Shosha. Naruto Uzumaki. As Naruto started to leave, he turned to face Kiba and said, I hope you will change from this path, Kiba. The Jade Maelstrom then walked up the stairs toward his Hyuga girlfriend, who rushed to him and gave him a gentle hug while being mindful of his wounds. I was really concerned for you. Please, Naruto, do not do that ever again. Do you hear me? Naruto put his arms around Hinata and his hand heated up. He knew that his girlfriend was one of the select few who possessed a dragoon spirit. Uzumaki, Hinata said, sobbing a little on his shoulder. As he answered, I don't know, that seems like a big promise to me. He secretly opened it and slipped it into her utility pouch on the back. Oh, is it right now? I need something special to always return to, something to keep me going, keep me fighting, Naruto said, gazing into her lavender tinted eyes. Hinata shuddered at the subliminal sexiness in his voice. Well, I am open to suggestions. Hinata looked at the screen and was a little taken aback by the choice of her opponent, saying, I am fighting. Neji.ni.san. This is perfect. Shino coughed to get the couple's attention, saying, excuse me, but if I may interject, Hinata, it is your turn to fight and I believe that you may want to get serious with this match. Hinata nodded to Naruto and strode downstairs to face her older cousin in her new path as a kunoichi and a dragoon wielder. Naruto grinned at her confidence as Kurenai grew concerned for the lone girl on her genin team. Go get him, Hina-chan, show him what you can down. The youthful Hyuga gazed into her opponent's light lavender eyes, which were brimming with unspoken animosity and bitterness. Neji. Nissan, it's been a long time. I never did think that I would be fighting you of all people, Lady Hinata, Neji said in response to Hinata's gentle words. Neji said loudly, Lady Hinata, before we begin, I have something to say to you. Hinata scowled inwardly, so he still hates the main family's traditions and what it cost him, which means this fight is going to be harder than I thought. Go ahead then, I think you are too weak for this shinobi work and I suggest that you should forfeit this match. May I ask why you would recommend something like that? I have noticed that you are too kind as well as you wish for peace instead of conflict. Hinata retorted, of course, I think that if we discussed our differences, we would quickly come to an understanding, but regrettably, I am aware that sometimes it takes a little coercion to get your point across. But what are you saying, Neji? Did you take this Chunin exam on your own accord? The Hyuga retorted. You were shielded all this time because you were the main branch's pampered brat, but I believe your teammates have been pressuring you to come here. What? Hinata gritted her teeth. No one can change who they are. Everything has been predetermined by fate, including your appearance and skills, which have always been lacking. You realize, Hinata Sama, that I will not be defeated in this battle. To which Hinata replied, no, I don't understand that, which is why I am going to fight you, to prove you wrong. Her eyes were full of resolve as she assumed her opponent's stance, saying, so you won't back down from the inevitable, how irrational of you, Hinata Sama. Hinata answered, save it, Neji, now come at me. Please, be careful, Hinata, Naruto thought as Neji silently assumed his own stance. It's possible that the White Silver Dragoon will remain dormant until you are in grave danger, even though I believe you could be its next wielder. With a chopping motion, Hayate said, start, with incredible speed. Neji leapt at Hinata, but Hinata used her flexibility to bend backwards and completely avoid his palm thrust. She then advanced into a back bend, using her arms as leverage to propel her feet upward and catch his chin. The older Hyuga thought angrily as he flicked the blood away from his unbandaged hand, that bitch made me bleed. Neji staggered back and held his chin, which began to bruise a little and blood dripped from the corner of his mouth. Now I have made him angry, this is going to be a little harder, Hinata thought to herself as Neji lunged at her, and she went on the defensive, shoving attacks away from her vital organs and firing back to render him inoperable. Come on, Hinata, the Uzumaki thought to himself, you can do this, I know you can win this match. As she moved to slam her palm into Neji's chest, Hinata ducked under the swipe and thought to herself, I got you. Neji grunted as the hit went through, but he also grinned, and I got you, Hinata Sama. Hinata coughed up blood, and Naruto's hold on the railing tightened. Well, it looks like I am going to win this one, Hinata Sama, because as you see, Neji said, pressing a point quickly on her arm, I just rendered your gentle fist useless. Hinata gritted her teeth and swiftly grabbed his offending arm, using her left leg to sweep him on his back. There is too much at stake if I forfeit right now and I won't be able to prove anything to him at all, she said, taking a step back. You've been through a lot, Neji, and I want you to know that you're not alone in this. I want to help you feel less pain, and I'll start by showing you that by beating you right now. Following Hinata's return to her stance, Neji responded, you are not going to give up, fine, that I won't be responsible for what happens here today. Neji then abruptly entered her defenses, striking her stomach with his palm first, then her chin. Oh no. Neji approached Hinata as she screamed, this is the end, failure. Just then, something started to shine from Hinata's pouch, drawing everyone's attention, including Neji's, to the light. As Hinata pulled out the stone, she exclaimed, This is, and turned to face her boyfriend. Naruto responded loudly, now, wake up. The White Silver Dragon's Dragoon. Hinata felt a surge of power as a white light engulfed her body, surrounded by a golden glow. Ha! Neji was stunned as the white light shot into the air and then struck him, sending him to the ground. A few feet away, it slowly hovered to reveal Hinata, dressed in white armor with dragoon wings. She slowly descended and turned to face herself, asking, I was selected? She began to fall to the ground as her vision became blurry, but Naruto caught her and whispered, it's all right. Hinata, rest, White Silver Dragoon. Hayate turned to face the two Hyugas and said, due to the unconsciousness of both combatants and the interference of another combatant, I deemed this match a draw. You did well, love, I just hope it was enough to convince him how much you mean to him. The Uzumaki picked her up and carried her over to the railing, resting her against the wall. Kurenai. Sensei, Naruto said, looking over his shoulder as a shadow suddenly materialized. So, Naruto, she is now one of you? Yeah, the White Silver Dragon wants her as her wielder and I really don't want to have this life at all for her, but she is a kunoichi as well, so danger is in her life already. With a hint of concern, the red-eyed woman said, I know, Naruto, Just promise me something. If something ever happens that provides a calling for your group to do what is right, protect her. With my life, Kurenai. Sensei, you can count on that. The remaining matches soon followed, and the second.to. last one pitted Rock Lee against Gaara of the Desert. Lee was nearly defeated by Lee's amazing ability to open the 8 gates, but Gaara was able to withstand the blows thanks to his sand armor, severely incapacitating Lee. The final match between Dosu and Choji was won in a matter of minutes, and even though Choji tried to win, mainly with encouragement from his own sensei, Dosu easily defeated the Akamichi with little effort. After the final match, the genin were forced to stand in front of the Hokage, their Jonin senseis, and the previous proctors. I commend the winners of the preliminary matches for using their skills to defeat their opponent, but now we have you all coming back here in a month for the last round of the Chunin exams? Hiruzen raised his voice. What? Why don't we just finish it now? Shikamaru said. Well, considering that all of your potential opponents have seen all of your moves from your matches, not only this will allow you time to hone your old skills and learn new skills to put on a show for our civilian spectators as well as the nobles coming from foreign countries. Anko had a box ready at that point. Each of you will pull out a strip of paper. The numbers written on it will determine which order you will go in to fight. After that, you will be dismissed and start your personal training for the month you have been given. Anko nodded as she wrote down the matchup and held it up to the contestants, saying, Here is your matchup. Memorize it well. Everyone looked up at the paper to see the upcoming matches, a little taken aback. Everyone then pulled out a piece of paper and stated their numbers. Shikamaru Nara vs Konkuro in Match 1. Match 2. Dosu Kinuta vs Shino Aburame. Match 3. Gaara vs Sasuke Uchiha. Match 4. Temari vs Naruto Uzumaki. As he dismissed them from the arena, Sarutobi said, Those are your matchups after your month of training. Good luck. Naruto left the area right away to go see Hinata in the hospital, who was lying up and leaning against the upright pillow. How are you doing, Hinata? Chan. The Hyuga responded sweetly, I feel fine. In fact, the hospital said that I could be released in a matter of a few hours. Naruto laughed softly. That is because of one thing only. He tapped the white stone that was sealed into her forearm and said, The White Silver Dragoon uses light magic and primarily focuses on healing magic, although it works wonders against dark magic. So it wasn't a dream, I was chosen just like you were. Yes, and I fear the closer we find our brothers and sisters in arms, then there is a greater evil coming. The Kyuubi Jinchuriki smiled softly and said, Right, well, I better go, Hinata. He kissed her forehead and said, I have a lot of work to do. My opponent is pretty strong. Hinata touched his hand and said, Whatever it is, I am sure that we can stop it together. Hinata replied, I know, Naruto-kun, just make sure you be careful in your training. The door suddenly opened, revealing a wolf-dog hybrid, 3 identical-looking dogs, a younger woman with softer features, and a feral woman with Inuzuka fang marks. Naruto stiffened, May I help you too? My name is Sume Inuzuka, and Kuromaru is my dog. We are Kiba's immediate family, and my daughter Hana and her Haimaru triplets are standing next to me. Alright, Sume. Dono, what's the matter between us? I want to sincerely apologize to you, Hyuga-san and Uzumaki-san. My son's arrogance and jealousy may have caused you both to suffer during that altercation in the preliminary round. In addition, the boy employed a prohibited technique over which he had no control at all. We are still looking into how in the world he was able to acquire that technique, Sume said earnestly. And since the Hyuga clan is very upset about Kiba's actions, I assume you came over here to make sure I don't seek any repercussions and seek a blood war against my clan and yours. With the Hyuga clan supporting me, the Uzumaki nodded. Hana replied, That is correct, Naruto-kun, what my brother did was foolish and idiotic. If you seek any retribution, I will offer myself as payment as your wife while Kiba is stripped off his bid to become clan head of the Inuzuka clan. The Jinchuriki raised his hand. That won't be necessary, Hana-san, Sume-san. There is one person that I want to marry here, although you are very beautiful, I don't want a marriage due to one person's ignorance. However, there is one thing that I would like from you, Inuzuka. Sama, said Hinata calmly. Hinata. Chan, yes. What is it? I request a fight between myself and Kiba Inuzuka to finally put this behind us. If I win, he will have to swear that he will never pursue me ever again or else he forfeits his candidacy to succeed you as clan head, and if I lose, I will agree that I will marry him and become his bitch in front of Naruto. With wide eyes, Naruto exclaimed, Hinata, Chan. The Uzumaki closed his eyes and nodded. I know you can, but there is a part of me that is afraid that you might lose, but I will put myself behind you fully and unconditionally. Hinata turned to face the Kyuubi Jinchuriki. gazing into her cerulean eyes, and said, "Please, Naruto, we both know that I need to do this and I know that I can do this, with my own power." Tsume nodded silently. "That might work to listen, and sometimes it takes a few whacks to the head to get through someone," said the young female Hyuga, with a gentle smile. "Thank you for understanding. I believe that this is the only way for me to get through to Kiba. We can talk about the conditions after I set up the game at one of our practice facilities." "Alright, Inuzuka. Sama, we shall see each other again soon." Hiruzen looked up from his paperwork and said, "Naruto, what can I do for you?" The two members of the Inuzuka clan then left, and Naruto went to the Hokage. "Well, I would like to know of any wind users that I could seek training from," the Jinchuriki said calmly. "Unfortunately, wind users in Konoha are very rare. I know of one that has mastered wind nature chakra and that is my son, Asuma. But he is preoccupied in training Shikamaru along with his father." "I see, that is unfortunate, but thank you for the information. I think I will ask him for help later on in the future. Tell you what, you have been working very hard. How about you go to the hot springs and relax for a bit before you train yourself in the ground? Who knows, perhaps you might meet someone there." With that, the Jade Dragoon left the office and proceeded to the hot springs, where he relaxed in the hot water, closing his eyes and letting out a sigh of relief as his body gradually sank into it. "I highly doubt it, but I do think you are right about the relaxing part." It seemed as though all of his problems and anxieties vanished until a brief giggle broke through his mood. Naruto opened his eyes slightly before closing them again, but he heard the giggle again and this time he turned to see a white-haired man who appeared to be in his 50s or so standing close to the wall with his face pressed against it. "Excuse me, sir, but that is the women's side of the onsen," the boy said quietly as the Jinchuriki gradually realized that the wall he was staring at was actually connected directly to the women's side of the onsen. "Buzz off, kid, I am busy. I am doing very important research, you wouldn't understand." After letting out a frustrated sigh, Naruto said, "It is always the same with every pervert. Alright, have it your way." Then he pulled out his collapsible bow staff, and the Jinchuriki suddenly struck the old man in the back of the head, sending him crashing through the wall. The man let out a groan and opened his eyes to find women staring at him. "Wow, hello, ladies. Nice delectable bodies you have. Now I need you to do a few poses in hentai." As Naruto left the onsen, the women screamed together and started throwing objects at his face. A few minutes later, as Naruto was getting dressed and leaving, he was abruptly grabbed by the shoulder, which prompted the young dragoon to respond by taking the hand and flipping it over his shoulder. With welts, bruises, and a few splinters covering the man's face, Naruto said in a humorous tone, "Oh, it's you." The attacker flipped in the air and landed on his feet. Do you have any idea what you have done?" "In righteous retaliation, I essentially prevented a pervert from snooping on defenseless women and letting them have his face." "Perverted old man, is that the response you sought?" The genin gave a cheeky response. "You have. Pint, you destroyed my research. What kind of man openly perverts women? I did what I had to do to preserve the honor of the 1% of men and the common decency of those women. That would be me, Jiraiya, the toad sage, the super pervert, and the man whose attractive face can stop babies from crying." The Jinchuriki simply stared at Naruto for a moment before saying, "Okay, on that note, I am leaving before I get something from you." Naruto perspired at the declaration, thinking, "I can't see how the hell anyone can be proud to be a pervert." When Jiraiya said, "Hey, Naruto, can I see your seal for a moment?" the Kyuubi Jinchuriki left the area. Naruto looked over to see that the old man's face was serious and calm, causing the Jinchuriki to get serious as well. "Why? Seeing as I am the best Fuinjutsu master after my deceased student, I am the best option to check on your seal." He lifted his shirt and focused his chakra to make the seal appear without much hesitation. Jiraiya muttered, "My god, Minato. No matter how many times I see this seal, I find myself very impressed." "I see. I would tell you that there is no need, but you wouldn't take that answer at all. The Shikifujin will be surrounded by an 8 trigrams seal, which will make it much easier for the 9 tails chakra to focus. Everything appears to be in order." "What did you mean there was no need to check the seal?" Jiraiya asked, letting Naruto drop his shirt. "The fact that I made contact several times with the Kyuubi no Kitsune on different occasions. That is dangerous, Naruto, you shouldn't play with the seal like that. Calm down, all I really did was speak with the fox to find out why she attacked Konoha." "Is it a she? It has a gender." "Yes, the Biju are not only beings of chakra, but they are also sentient beings as well and they have names as well. Mine has happened to be Kasumi." Shocked, Jiraiya asked, "Did she explain to you why she had attacked Konoha?" "Yes, it was a bit hazy at first for her, but she distinctly remembered being outside, and then she looked into an eye of Uchiha. A Uchiha should have been dead a long time ago. The person that subjugated and caused her to attack the village, was Uchiha Madara. Impossible. The man was recorded dead. Jiraiya-san, I must remind you that we are ninjas and that the best weapon we have, aside from knowledge, is deception. It doesn't make sense how he survived 3 generations without us noticing, or why he didn't attack until that day. Madara could have easily done something to him to help him survive a fatal blow and went into hiding. Jiraiya agreed with him. Maybe he was very weak and out of his prime, so he was slowly building back up to strength, and possibly he had meant to make himself the Kyuubi Jinchuriki, although he could have just taken the Kasumi and left, so it leaves a lot of questions and not enough answers, unless what? Silently, Jiraiya asked himself, should I tell him? No, I believe it would be better to explain that group's goals after the exams are over because he has enough on his mind right now. It's nothing. Come, we better get to training you. Teaching me? Don't tell me you were sent to train me by the old man. After a moment of shock, Jiraiya turned back to face him and said, Sensei believes that great things will be coming from your generation, mostly you, Naruto, so I am going to train you to be the best that you can be. Naruto grinned and clenched his fist before turning to face Jiraiya again. Right, let's go.
That's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this great story. See you in the next one.